Does anybody else in the country say discombobulated?
Yes.
Because we have a recombobulation area. Literally, that's what it's named in our airport.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the Dogcast, the recombobulation center of the universe.
Nice.
I like that.
Oh, man.
I like that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I'm Stoy. I'm joined by my other co-host, Brad.
Hi, everybody. Special thanks to Dave Wise for the wonderful theme song.
Really, thank you.
Love you, Dave. I'm Dylan. I'm here too. Hungover as a crumbed over.
No, not a crumbed over.
Do I have to Google what a crumbed over is?
No, if you have to ask, you don't need to know.
All right, I suppose I won't. Yeah.
Yep.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month, yeah.
Yep.
Milwaukee's always a good place for the Pride Festival. Like I hear it pops off like every year.
Dude,
it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, I live in the neighborhood, Walker's Point.
Yeah,
and,
that's what it's called.
Yeah,
well,
literally,
that's what people call it. And
Yeah.
I've lived there for like 16 years of my life, so I'm very well integrated. I'm an ally. I support my LGBTQ, whatever you want to be.
So what we're doing is the console critters first. So for those that are paying attention at home, keeping track of score. And Tyler is taking a small break from the Dogcast because he works fucking 90 hours a day.
He's burnt out.
He's burnt out.
He'll still be on Popcorn Dogs and Elden Dogs, but he wanted to take a little break from the Dogcast. So our Spartacus Plus Premium is now Stoy.
Yes. PlayStation Spartacus Plus Premium Edition.
Stoy
Collector's
Edition.
Yeah,
Stoy Edition. Stoy Edition.
So there was a state of play as well. And some pretty standard announcements, pretty big announcements.
Yeah.
We finally get to see what the heck Pragmata is about.
Yeah, because people were freaking out like they finally talked about it more or long awaited it, and I didn't know. I guess I've been out of the loop on this.
I feel like I went through, because I watched the rest of it this morning. I watched a bit last night, and I felt like I was in a fucking nightmare scenario where it was just like, and now another thing from this, and I was just like, is this hell? Am I alive?
You're in a circular loop,
forever.
And it's like, this one's really interesting. I saw it last year.
It's like an Adult Swim late night prank show.
Yeah, it's too many cooks.
It's just too many cooks. To me, watching this trailer, I was like, is this the new BioShock?
Yeah.
Because it's got very much like the partner vibe going on to it.
Yeah. I want to say I got vibes of that, and I got vibes of Death Stranding a little bit with the big mech suits and stuff like that, I guess. Yeah.
It looks
obviously combat-wise is a little bit faster twitch, but
It looked good.
yeah.
it looks fun. That's really all I care about.
Not the type of game that I expected, though.
No.
I didn't expect like a kind of like a hack and slash, you know.
I kind of love the way it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm one. It was funny
child.
because this was kind of like I think a meme last year where they released a kind of like another like vague trailer, and then they ended the trailer with like a sheet of paper that said, 2026 ? And then we're sorry.
Yeah.
But that's just them like acknowledging the fact that this game has been getting made forever.
Yeah.
And people thought it would never come.
Yeah, and then like they kept releasing trailers and like, hey, it's coming soon, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're not.
Yeah.
I totally appreciate Japanese developers for that, where they're like, please forgive us. Where they're like really apologetic.
They'll bow their head and admit this was a mistake.
Yeah, Nintendo, please wait for more.
I don't really care when games come out. I just want them to be good when they're out.
Yeah, I don't
That's
really.
it.
Yeah,
I can wait. I'm not.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Shut up! Don't talk about it. It's a sore
that's my recurring nightmare. Is like watching a presentation, Summer Games Fest, or some state of play or whatever.
They're gonna
waiting for Silk Song.
They're gonna remake the first one before the second one comes out.
It's been 8 years.
It's been 97 years.
It's been 8 years.
50,000 people used to live here.
A baby went to an annoying child.
Yeah,
in that amount of time.
Silent Hill F. Ooh, this game looks good.
It does, yeah.
This game looks amazing.
Yes.
I have never played a Silent Hill game, so I know Stoy's upset, but the whole
I'm sorry.
Whole like Japanese setting,
Yeah.
and like it's very much giving me like the Ringu,
Yeah.
like the original Grudge vibes to it.
Yeah.
Ju-on, and looks fucking terrifying.
It actually does look scary, and the graphical presentation of this is I like that they're being clever with it. I like that they are trying new things with the IP.
Yeah.
I think it was the game, either the game director or the lead artist is like a very well known manga artist.
Yeah.
That is similar to Masahiro Ito, who did all the creature design of the original Silent Hills, and then I think what was the manga that he did all the time?
Ito?
Yeah,
I don't.
There was like a very popular one, like I think like the late '90s. That was like he was obviously the king of body horror at the time,
right?
So that's why I'm like pretty grateful that whoever we got now.
Yeah,
I mean, just the creature. We finally get to see creature designs and like creature movements in this game, and it looks like terrifying. Like just. I'm very looking forward to it, and you're going to be playing this game September 25th, 2025.
I'll play it.
So cancel all your plans.
I might be playing.
Yeah, if you planned on getting married that day, cancel that because you're going to be playing this.
I'm already there, baby.
Remember Bloodstained?
Yeah.
Man, I was a big Bloodstained 1 fan.
Yeah.
I think there was a lack of Metroidvanias that I was into at the time.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it was from, King of the Metroidvania himself,
We're having
Koji
fun.
Igarashi.
There you go.
Yes. So the fact that the guy that made Symphony of the Night is making a new Metroidvania got me very excited, and I played the game, and it's good. I think it released poor, but the gameplay in the world was good. This trailer has me feeling nothing.
No.
There are so many Metroidvanias now with so much
But this one's 3D.
but the other ones have a way
one's
more
kinda
interesting art style. I find that the new characters in this don't grab me. I don't know. This seems very perfunctory, and it feels very not special from the trailer, and I felt nothing inside. The Scarlet Engagement. Which
How
we
did you
talked
feel
about.
when Bloodstained? Because you kickstarted Bloodstained, right?
No. Fuck
You didn't?
no. I should
Okay.
never kickstart games anymore.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on my Uden Chronicles fucking.
That was it. Because I was like,
Physical
there was something you
rewards.
kickstarted that you're still waiting on your thing for.
Yep.
So you said you played the first one?
Yep.
After it came out?
I liked it enough. I played a fair amount of it, and I do appreciate how much extra content they kept putting into it.
Yeah.
Myself in my shadow.
Yeah, the speed run content that they include is awesome, and they also include randomizers, which for Metroidvania is very cool. But yeah, this
it's
trailer
very fitting.
This trailer had me feel nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
not really, it doesn't really have a cultural imprint. And I think that's its biggest problem is why did you have to make this a Bloodstained game? You could have literally just done anything, but I don't see Bloodstain as like an IP. I see it as kind of a, I don't know. It just feels a little hollow.
I am surprised that they decided to continue it because when was the last time Bloodstained came out? Like years ago.
Like 2019, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I like their 8-bit stuff probably
Yeah.
more. Looking back on it.
Yeah, the Circle of the Moon series and
Those
everything.
were great.
Curse of the Moon, I think.
Curse of
Curse of the Moon, yeah.
Circle of the Moon
Yeah.
is the first
GBA
game.
That first one was really good, and then the second one was kind of but
Yeah.
Yeah, Scarlet Engagement 2026. If it's on Game Pass, I'll check it out.
Right.
Sure, there you go.
Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evilise Chronicles.
Yeah,
Why are they calling it that?
I don't know. They have to call it something.
Didn't we do a Evilise whole Final Fantasy 12
Yeah,
series?
we
War,
did.
well, yes.
Yeah.
But there's also the War of the Lions, which was the redone edition of Final Fantasy Tactics for the PSP.
yeah.
Oh, right.
And Tactics is beloved as hell.
It is.
And don't make a new one. Don't go and make a new one. That would be too cool.
It's called the Evilise Chronicles. It's one story.
Yes. It's not
There's
like you're
no
getting
chronic.
more.
There's no z in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other. Also, if this
Is
were
there
a-
multiple stories in this game? I never played the original.
There's
so
one. There's one story.
Okay, all right.
And the problem with calling it the Evilise Chronicles and calling it Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evilise Chronicles, is that Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, they also take place in Evilise. Why would you call it that? Because I was expecting that I was going to get ports and like polishes of those Game Boy games. And when I saw that it was literally just kind of smoothed out pixelated characters, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I'll play this game,
The characters do look pretty smooth. I'll give it that.
Yeah. I'll play it just because I like Final Fantasy Tactics. The voice acting doesn't do anything for me. I guess there's like a classic version or an enhanced version, so you can have the renewed interface, extensive additions and adjustments to the story, fully voiced dialogue. I don't like any of the new designs.
I was going to say, would you probably play with the retro settings?
It doesn't. It loses the charm having that clean UI where I prefer the original look. And that's how most remasters are.
Yeah.
That all being said, I mean, I want to support Final Fantasy Tactics. So if it comes out, I want them to know that I want it.
They're gonna pay they're gonna force us to pay $60 for this.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think this, a game like this appeases both generations. Obviously, there's tons of people out there that have never played this before, so like this would be their first entry into it. So maybe they do want those modern creature comforts, and then you got guys like you that are just like, nope, I want to play it as it was originally intended, as it was originally designed. So yeah, Hirogami, a Metro. It's just like an action adventure, like top-down hack and slash with origami paper.
Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
The trailer is charming.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of gave me a little Hades vibes.
It reminds me of Tearaway, the
that's a good one.
The PS Vita game.
Yeah. So
I don't know. The art design and the concept I thought was interesting enough. Seeing your character transform into a paper airplane and fly around, I thought was cool.
Yeah, true.
September 3rd.
It's one of those games where if it's available for free or a demo, I'll check it out. Or if it gets rave reviews,
I wouldn't be surprised if this popped up on Game Pass or something like that.
I'll probably end up just buying a lot of these.
Wish list it and wait for it to go on sale.
If it's on the Switch.
If it's September 3rd, September 3rd, 2025.
September 3rd.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound Brothers. My god.
This looks very much like a Stoy game.
Oh, 100% Stoy game. You kidding me? We're getting a side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden and a side-scrolling Shinobi in the same year. Yeah. Guys.
The art design for this game.
Life has peaked.
Skibbity toilet, Grandpa. Get out of here.
They're making that.
Get your Riz out of this.
Really?
Yeah. Who is it? Michael Bay is making a Skibbity toilet movie.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Go ahead.
No, he's not.
I don't know
Stop.
what's real.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound's art design and gameplay looks amazing in this trailer.
It does, yeah. It looks good.
Yep. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Okay. Mortal Kombat 1 through 4 has been announced already. However, in the trailer, there were a few question marks. And if Mortal Kombat Kart is not in this, I don't want anything to do with it.
Is Mortal Kombat Kart in 1 through 4, though? That's not 1 through 4.
No, but I saw in the trailer there were question marks.
Okay, but then
so it leads me to believe that they're going to be announcing other versions of the maybe game series, other games in the collection.
I would imagine Legacy Collection 2 will be 4 through 6 and include some of that other stuff.
Son of a bitch!
Why would they not make more money by doing this?
Well, just in one shot.
Mortal Kombat 1 through 4 Legacy Collection. I have zero interest in you.
Yeah, same.
Nope. Dylan actually sunk down in his chair an extra foot as soon as we said that.
Just
Mortal Kombat.
Look, they're like celebrated video games of your childhood, and I'm just like, I like Mortal Kombat. Fine.
I mean, I'm friends with Kung Lao. Like, I get it.
It's no Street Fighter. For fuck's sake.
At the time, Street Fighter was the hottest shit out there, and then Mortal Kombat comes in, and you can rip people's heads off. Yeah. That was groundbreaking at the time. However, that ship had sailed. Long time ago, and I know
it's just not as good as Capcom fighting games.
Really isn't. Mortal Kombat tries to push the boundaries of violence and stuff, but they're doing their part. Project Defiant. Speaking of fighting games, and fighting sticks, I guess
I do like the stick.
Yes,
I think it's a very beautiful, elegant design. I might get it.
I'll give it to Sony for creating some really beautiful looking controllers and peripherals. Their design team is.
Do you ever use a fight stick?
Me, no. I
have
a 6-button a Hori pad for fighting games if I ever use it. But I don't use a fighting stick.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen those fight pads with the buttons? Mm-hmm. Those freak me out. Like how people can actually function like that.
I mean, the reason people get fight sticks is because they're superior for fighting games.
100%.
But I don't know. It's not for me. It looks nice. It's weird for them to just end a new controller in the middle of all of these trailers.
Fine.
They were praising its low latency and its wireless nature. To me, I would only ever want wired anything for
That's why most fight sticks are wired.
Yeah.
Because of that latency issue that, a lot of people claim to have. Yeah. Like half a millisecond too late, and it's like you miss your window. Metal Gear Solid Delta, just another reminder that this game is coming out. Yeah. However, there was a little tease at the end of the trailer.
Yeah. The Ape Escape?
Yeah. But there was a little soldier that ran away after that, which leads me to believe that we're going to get some Metal Gear Online component with this.
Probably.
I don't want anything to do with a Kojima game made without Kojima.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I love Snake Eater.
And, same.
I will read reviews. This is not a day one purchase for me. If they honor what's been made and polish it, I ain't got no problem.
They do have a lot of the original developers working on it.
Yeah.
And while Kojima masterminded his craft, and I don't mean anything by this, there were other people back there too in Konami that made the game possible. So I am optimistic that they will retain a lot of what made the original good. I'm hopeful.
What would make me feel better about it is if Konami came forward and made a public apology to how they treated Kojima. Then I'd be like, I feel a little closure on that whole scenario. If they said, we're sorry for how things went down, we were out of line.
At the very least, put his name in the damn credits. Like, if I beat the game and they don't put his name in the damn credits, I am throwing this out the fucking window.
It should say Hideo Kojima
like special
game.
Thanks, or at least special thanks to Hideo Kojima.
If they try to do any type of erasure to him, I can't support it.
Yeah.
He is, by all accounts, a very good, kind man who is a once-in-a-generation voice.
Visionary.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I have a lot of respect for these people who spend their lives making the things I enjoy. Mm-hmm. And I just got to give props. And if they try to take that away from him, I can't.
Yeah.
Because if I read any review that's like, Hideo Kojima who...
Right.
I'll be like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
Even though I want to play this pretty bad.
Mm. Thief. Remember the Thief series?
Yeah.
Last time we got one was, I think, when the PS4 came out.
Yeah, that horrible reboot.
Oh, God, that was awful. But now you can play it in VR, Legacy of Shadow.
It didn't look bad.
It looked interesting. Stealth games in VR is always kind of like
tricky.
It's tricky. The Hitman game did it pretty well.
Yeah.
But this should be interesting. This will be coming out in 2025 as well.
Yeah.
Astrobot, if you're still interested in this game.
Yep.
You're going to be getting 5 new challenge levels this month.
That's cool.
And if you haven't played the game, you should play it.
Yeah.
It's really phenomenal. There's a reason it won Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was phenomenal.
I think it's the
so
one
much fun.
we all agreed on. What was our respective games of the year last year? Do you even remember?
Baldur's Gate 3.
That didn't
that
release
came out
last
2
year.
years ago, I think, didn't it?
I don't know.
I think yours was Senua's Saga.
No, it was Rebirth. Hellblade was close, but I went with Rebirth. Yeah. But Astrobot, deservedly so. And I like that they went up there and they thanked Nintendo.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, they were a big, they set the platform, genre ablaze with Mario. And then 007 First Light.
I think this looks all right.
I felt nothing.
Oh my God.
I didn't feel much, but I was like, you know what? I actually think this looks like a fun experience.
As far as showing no gameplay whatsoever,
I caught little glimpses. I don't know if that was real or not.
Not real. That was
or maybe maybe the state of play, because I did see a second trailer.
That couldn't have been in engine.
No, it showed some pre-made thing of him sliding up and shooting his gun.
Yeah, that sticks in my head.
Okay, I did see a second trailer, so I forget which one I saw. But in the second trailer I saw, there was a little bit more flashes of gameplay.
Yeah. I don't think 007 is as big as it used to be, or as they think it is.
I think that this will sell very well. I think this is like their play at being kind of an Uncharted.
Yeah.
If it's good, you play as a young James Bond right when he gets brought in.
Right when he gets recruited.
They say he's a bullet, just point him at something. I'm like, that's not a bad line.
Nope.
And there's going to be cars, there's going to be boats, there's going to be espionage. If the gameplay is good, you have my attention. I am also not holding my breath.
His design is so strange. He looks like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he really.
It's very Mission Impossible-y.
Yeah, like he kind of looks a little bit. Looks a little bit metrosexual as opposed to maybe like the more. But I guess that's how James Bond has always been. Always been well dressed. Always been like well chiseled. I guess facial features and everything.
The title First Light though.
First Light.
There's nothing James Bondy about that title.
Well, I mean, admittedly, all the James Bond title games or movies are like weird. You know,
but
Tomorrow Never Dies.
That's cool though.
I guess
Tomorrow Never Dies is very cool.
Is it? Okay.
That is a cool title.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I mean, I get the reason. And then Marvel Token Fighting Souls.
Token.
What is token? What's that mean?
Maybe an art design or art style. I don't know. I didn't Google that.
All right, so this is Arc System Works.
Yeah,
they make the Guilty Gear games.
Yes,
the BlazBlue,
and those fighting games are amazing. And
Guilty Gear Strive is probably still my favorite ongoing fighter game.
Yeah. The art style, I think, is really kind of what is going to make this unique, and Arc Systems handles it really well. And it's kind of fitting because Capcom bungled Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite like years ago, and finally, it's like Marvel's like, okay, let's put this game into the hands of someone who knows fighting games, and Arc Systems is probably like the best.
This is going to be very popular, especially with the slew of Marvel games out right now, like Marvel Rivals and shit.
Yeah.
Even Marvel Snapped, like the card game, that's still popular as shit. It's a money-making machine, and I like the designs of all the characters.
The only thing Marvel can't make money is their movies.
Well, because I like their Japanese theme too. Like it's like it's got a creative design to it that is like obviously very Japanese as opposed to just like Americanized or whatever or Westernized.
I like it.
I don't know the Marvel fighting games. There's so many that I get. My brain kind of like eyes roll back in the head. I can't keep track of all of the verses. This. And this looks nice. I like the design, but I don't know. I've never been a fighting game person, so
they're always a big ask because they require a lot of patience and learning.
Yeah, a lot of learning.
It depends on how you get as much in, or you get as much out of it as you put into it. But it's also still, sometimes you just don't want to be fighting in a fighting game.
It looks cool.
Yes.
Yeah. And the fact that they put it at the end of the state of play means that they're very confident about it, which I appreciate.
And obviously the Marvel vs. Capcom series, back in its heyday was like immensely popular.
Yeah.
One of the most popular fighting games out there. And even if I go to an arcade and I see it, I'm like, at Marvel vs. Capcom 2 especially, I'm like, yeah, I'm spending my quarters here.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much the state of play. We hope you enjoyed it.
Honestly, we are going to be... There's so much to fucking talk about.
There's an Xbox showcase today that's happening later on. And there's a Death Stranding 2 event tonight as well.
Brother, this weekend.
I know.
I've never had this happen. And I'm overwhelmed. And it's almost too much to pay attention to if you want to live a life. Yeah. Because I was sitting there with my wife and I was watching.
We are content creators after all.
I was watching the Summer Games Fest and I was just like, when is this going to end?
Yeah. And Jeff Keighley, he's up there Keighleying so hard.
Yep. I'm so excited for this, guys.
And I must say, I'm a fan. Jeff Keighley, you're the man. You're doing a lot for the industry. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he says some good things. Man.
Yeah. I guess.
Have you bought a PS5 yet? If not, be forewarned. Sony is considering more PS5 console price increases for obvious reasons. They expect roughly $680 million in tariffs, and to compensate, Sony has said that the company is considering passing on the impact those tariffs will have on its bottom line to the consumer.
It will.
Because, economics 101, that's how it works. This will affect the entire line of products, not just the PS5 console.
And those prices don't come down when eventually, hopefully, fascism dies.
Yeah. It's going to take a while.
Yes.
It's going to take a while. I got an Asus ROG Ally X for my birthday last week. Within a week, it jumped $100.
That's crazy.
I was like dumbfounded. I think I was just like happenstance looking at things on Best Buy, and
I'm debating getting all like the Nintendo Switch 2 accessories and getting more Joy-Cons just because I know this is going to be awful.
Yeah.
Not because I need them.
And then a PS5 Pro update. Rumors are spreading that the PS5 Pro's next update could be a doozy that would push game performance to new heights, which includes PSSR and AI upscaling software that would be the driving force of these updates. as it's getting a major overhaul. This allows much higher frame rates without the loss of detail. So if you have an 8K TV, maybe it's finally going to pay off for you.
That's what they're saying. And they're even referring to it as the PSSR 2 because it's going to be that much of an update for it to be able to handle the higher frame rates with the not losing resolution. It's cool.
Yeah. This is a thing that is going to appeal to a small minority of people, but good for you.
Yeah, most people don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. While frame rates are kind of a hot topic, I know, but like, admittedly, 60 frames a second is enough for me.
I don't need more than that.
I don't need more than that either.
Unless I
don't think the human eye can even track anything more than that. If you have the Spartacus PlayStation Plus Premium Edition,
your Stoy edition.
Yes, your Stoid. You're going to get a lot of Stoy this month in your PlayStation Plus Stoy edition.
Get Stoyed.
Good Lord. Okay.
Go Stoy yourself.
So some games added to PlayStation Plus this month. Sandland. Has anyone played that at all? Or?
I actually want to. I considered getting it a while back, but it's based off of a manga by Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, and it's his. This is his last like official work before he passed, I think.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
And it's based off of a very old gag comic from.
It's a gag comic.
Gay comic or gag?
Gag.
Okay, got it.
So it's.
I read gag manga.
It's kind of I mean, Dragon Ball started out that way too before it became about buff guys yelling to get powerful. So
maybe that's the gag still.
This is a good game, actually. I played this when it came out. It's a little bit. I think I was more invested in the tank combat because the tank combat in this game is very fun.
Yeah,
the story is kind of kooky and wacky.
Yeah,
but the tank combat is so satisfying.
Oh, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
Soul Hackers 2. Never.
Yeah. That's a Shin Megami Tensei game.
Yeah, sounds like it would be.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's, Help Wanted.
Have you guys ever played a Five Nights at Freddy's game?
Absolutely not.
I have played one and I hated it. So
I watched the movie and I didn't love it. I thought it was adequate though. I do appreciate like PG horror, like PG-13 horror that you need, well, not PG, but like PG-13 horror, something that kids can watch is like gateway. I think it's a good thing. Not for me, but I'm glad kids like this.
Well, money talks, and you're wrong. It made a lot of money, so take that.
Dang it!
Yep. Sorry. Doesn't matter what Rotten Tomatoes says.
Clearly, Minecraft,
Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 5. Okay,
it was really good. This one was kind of like a return to World War II era.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. The separate stories.
Mm-hmm. It's not as good as Battlefield 1.
No.
And not the first Battlefield, but Battlefield 1.
I want them to do something new with these war games. Like, why don't they cover the Emu War in Australia where, like, they had to fight birds?
That's kind of cool.
Like, do something weird.
Battlefield Emu. I'd play it.
Yeah.
I'd play it. Yeah.
Do some weird wars. There's been so many crazy wars throughout the, like, history, and it's always the same couple ones.
Dingoes ate my battlefield.
Great. Yeah.
Stalker Legends of the Zone trilogy.
Oh, I'm gonna no, I don't even know what that is, and I don't care to know.
I played the most recent Stalker that came out, obviously for the Xbox, and it's
sounds predatory.
It's very Russian, very Russian. Mm-hmm. It was like Escape from Tarkov style gameplay where it's like survival at the most survivalist way.
I think that makes me want to take a nap.
No.
It's good?
It's good. It made me stressed.
Oh, okay.
It made me stressed, and then I took a nap too as well because I was so stressed. I don't know. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. What is up with these names?
Yeah, I know about it.
Okay.
I don't care to explain.
Okay, that's fine. We're gonna move on. Humankind, which I don't know how to explain this game either.
I hate the real ones.
The real humans?
Like, I just hate humankind in general.
So you would just, if the game was called Kind, would you play it?
I don't know if it'd make a good game.
Is it about being kind?
Video games are about conflicts generally.
So this game has a dog in it.
That's cool.
Oh, you know.
And there's like...
Oh, I've played this.
A bunch of people. It's on VR. It came on VR.
Yeah, I played it on VR. It was free for a while on VR. Yeah.
But like, what's the...
It's kind of like a Lemmings.
Okay, you just herd a bunch of people through things, and you're the dog, right?
Yeah, you're the dog. It's fun. I enjoy it, but I don't know how much I would enjoy going back to it.
It's made by the same guy that did like Tetris Effect, I think, and Rez and stuff. Very famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life.
That's what they call a Harvest Moon now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Opposite of Story of Seasons, Gloomhaven, Mercenaries Edition.
Gloomhaven's all right.
Yeah. Battle Engine Akia or Killa.
I think this is one of the classics titles.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I swear I've heard this name before.
Okay.
Another Crab's Treasure. Is this that crab game with the Souls-like? Yeah, where it's like you're collecting like pieces of like garbage underneath the sea.
Dime a dozen now.
Yeah. Yep. So, if you've been living under a rock the last 20 years, you can now play Destiny 2, the Legacy Collection.
Now, so tired.
Now, I heard, that if you've never played Destiny 2, like at all,
I have.
Which I have too, but like, if you were to try to jump into it now, either as a new player or someone that hasn't played in years, you would be completely lost.
Is a lot of that content kind of...
It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone now.
Yeah. Especially a lot of like story content and like lore content. It's gone. So like you would honestly have no idea what's going on with the story.
Is like Forsaken, the story mode of Forsaken erased or what?
Erasing.
I want to say...
Erasing sounds like a fucking whole race they would have in this. The Erasing up.
You missed the memo. We weren't supposed to talk about Forsaken ever again, especially since I beat it, and I can't believe I made it.
Well, Destiny, it's such a law of diminishing returns where every time they release more things, people drop off, and this game is slowly fading off into nothing.
Because
they got to prep for Marathon.
Yeah,
that's going well for them.
Yeah,
that's going real well.
Apparently so.
Bungie's a mess.
Yep, sure is. Stolen assets and all.
That's in the news. That's in the news.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Spoiler alert. And then you got classics like Myst and Riven that are pretty much impossible to play unless you have a guide.
Yep.
Yeah, or unless you're just looking everything.
Or a lot of time.
Those actually would be good ports for the new Switch too, because I did play around with the mouse function, and that would work on there if you want to play a point-and-click fucking game right now.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few that are good, like The Case of the Golden Idol. Mm-hmm. That one is a great game. I think that it could use it. It would just take a quick fix. I think you could program that pretty easily. But.
Riven, the sequel to Myst for PlayStation 1, had 5 discs. And
Good Lord.
The dummy in me, as a little baby child boy.
Baby child Brad.
He's like, more discs equals more better. If Final Fantasy 7 was 3 discs, this is 5. That's better. Yeah. And then I played it, and I was like, this is bad.
Did you not know the type of game it was, or... I mean, you at least knew what Myst was at the time, right?
It was a pretty looking game.
It was. I mean, high graphic textures and everything.
I didn't understand what I was getting into.
No.
That's okay. You gave it a shot.
Yeah.
There are people who love that, though.
Yeah.
Was there any Switch things that happened this month?
I'm trying to think about something.
Did they announce the Switch 3 yet?
I can't wait for this.
No, they're doing the Nintendo 64 too.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ninfrendo is back in business.
Let's
go. It has been a long time.
Thank you.
And
Let's go.
Gone are the days where I didn't have to do anything every Dogcast.
Yes. This is your time now.
Yes.
It would be a Pokemon was found. And now there's news.
And then I would just sigh and I would look off into the distance and I would dream of better days, and here we are. All right. The Nintendo Switch 2 is out.
Yes.
We all have a Nintendo Switch 2.
We sure do.
We all have them. Brad was so good to find us some.
I sure did.
And Brad, admittedly, I didn't know that you gave off the other Switches to your friends, and you were the last person to get a Switch out of all of us.
You're a hero.
You're the real one here.
I ordered 5 Nintendo Switch 2s. The first 3 came from Walmart, and for those listening, Walmart sent free Pringles and sodas with their Switches.
Those hot one Pringles,
they're fucking good, dude.
They're good.
I was like, they're hot.
And then there was a little
hot.
They're not
good.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's a little card that said "Thank you," and I'm like,
I kept that card. Yeah,
that's almost copyright infringement.
It's on my fridge. I'm like, this is dumb.
Do you guys remember when was it Walmart or Best Buy? Best Buy had the video game magazine series for a little bit.
Yeah. I remember it back in the day.
Game Informer's back, guys. Subscribe to their magazine.
Okay, I'll try.
Fuck physical media. Just kidding.
Sorry.
The midnight launch was Thursday, and despite online complaints about pricing, people have been going cuckoo bananas for the new console.
Everyone's like, we're not paying. Everyone lines up.
Sold out.
Credit cards slammed down.
Blam, blam, blam. Some gamers with pre-orders have been shocked to be getting theirs canceled at Walmart, Target, and GameStop. canceling unspecified number of pre-orders.
Could you imagine?
I would be pissed.
Yeah.
That's why they're not paying attention.
Just order 5 of them. That's what I say.
Yeah,
You're bound to get at least more than half.
We've got money. I mean, we're sitting right next to a vault with all of your silver bars. It's beautiful.
This basement has water issues.
Move the games to the drier part.
The release didn't go quite as planned also. There were cases of GameStop stapling into...
Let's admit how close...
That is the biggest problem
Yeah.
with the game. I'm like, who designed this packaging? Because the screen is literally right next to the thin layer of cardboard.
That was one of the first things you said, Dylan. You're like, this is a tiny box. It's crammed together. And like, you open it and like the screen's just sitting there.
Yeah. There it is.
Yep.
And then people got theirs fucking cracked to hell by a stapler.
And it was one location.
Yeah.
One employee was stapling the receipts to the boxes. For one, if they did that, I was like, I like my box's integrity. Don't staple it. Mm-hmm. Just tape it.
That poor person does not have a job anymore.
It's GameStop. They'll keep them.
Ugh, maybe.
Yeah. So it was something like over 100 gamers at that GameStop location.
Okay. Maybe, he's fired.
They were all taken care of. But yeah, you open your box and the screen just got 2 little staple marks.
Imagine trying to open the box and the screen, it's like crunched into the screen.
In all fairness, I'm pretty sure he had no idea.
There was also some...
how would you know?
How would you know?
There were
also don't staple
onto a box. Yeah.
People like their boxes.
Exactly.
There was also a Switch 2, some issues with people having swollen batteries. So take a look at the back of your Switch 2. If the battery looks swollen, that's a potential problem too.
I'll say.
Mine's fine.
Well, I'm just saying
fine,
it's happening to some people.
Yeah, I know.
And as someone who had the rare PS5 108 255-1, whatever it was, I'm forgetting the number finally, so that's good.
Yeah. The memory is fading.
Yeah. Well, that's because I have a new console that I had a horrible traumatic experience with the launch.
Yeah. That's kind of why I waited for the PS5 for a while.
Yeah.
I waited 2 years for that.
Wow.
Switch 2 is nice, though.
Yeah,
Switch 2, it's a very nice console. It makes the first Switch look like a dumb Fisher-Price toy.
It really does.
That red and blue,
yeah.
I'm like, this does look kind of kiddie.
And I thought it was hot. I thought it was the hottest piece of fucking ass on the planet.
This looks like something you find in the bottom of a toy box now.
Yeah. And I like the new design. I like the magnetic functions. I was worried about that, but it's very tight.
It's very satisfying.
It holds. The system looks better. It looks a little more grown up, as we've said. I think the functionality is better. The Joy-Cons feel better. The fact that this is a bigger screen with bigger Joy-Cons is the best thing for my hands that have ever happened.
That's the first thing you said. You're like, oh, they're bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. When you picked it up, you're like, this feels so much better.
I'm like, I feel it in my hands.
It's easier on the thumbs for sure.
And then especially like the shoulder bumpers, everything just feels like you should hold it like this.
Mm-hmm. I still miss actual triggers, but
Yeah.
I get that that's impossible with the design. You can't have actual triggers like a PS5 or an Xbox controller, but you heard me say that when I opened. I was like, click, click, click. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It has. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but in Mario Kart World, the haptics, the little haptics in these things are pretty elegant.
Yeah.
You can feel yourself going over like bridges, like you sense a small rumble. I'm curious to see what they do with the rest of it. I've been fucking around with older games to see how this does with motion controls, because there's not a lot of motion control stuff that is new. Mm-hmm. So there's not a lot of testing in that realm. I'm happy to say that a lot of the games I've tested are seamless as shit. It's essentially just a better Switch, which for my money is what I wanted, and I have it.
I played around on the Welcome Tour because I purchased that. I only played it for like 5 minutes before you guys got here today. But I played a mini game with the mouse function, and it works, and it feels good. I will never use the mouse function outside of mini games requiring it, probably. Or if they do make the long prophesied Mario Paint 2.
Ooh. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
With an updated, with the Mario Music Maker in there.
Imagine designing levels with Mario Maker 3 could do that.
Yep.
That's kind of...
It's going to be like Mario Maker 1 with the Wii Pad. Kind of similar. I guess.
A lot of kids use Wii Pads.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When they're potty training.
They do.
That's a pee joke, everybody.
That's a good joke.
That's a pee joke.
I still say to my wife, I'm like, hold on, I got to make a Nintendo Wii.
Do you have to make a Wii U?
Wii U. Yeah, I love the system. I'm very satisfied with it. I think the money is well placed. I honestly don't think $450 for this thing is as intense as people are claiming it to be. I think it's a fair price.
I really think so too. I mean, especially since it's with the kind of hardware it has, underneath, the hood.
Yep.
And the ability to, all those like fancy buzzwords, the 4K, the 120 frames a second, like, HDR, all this stuff that, the nerds love. And then it's got an NVIDIA chip in it. So
I saw someone I watched a video of someone running Cyberpunk 2077, and it was kind of compelling in a way that I thought for a minute maybe I would get Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine that got Cyberpunk. He never played it before, but he said it looked good. So I was like, well, I suppose if you've never played it before and the first time you're playing it is on Nintendo Switch 2, it's probably going to look great.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah. Which I have no doubt. I have no doubt that it could run the game itself.
It's comparable.
Yeah.
They released a new Pro controller as well. I'm thinking about getting it.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't you guys get it?
I'm getting it for sure.
Okay.
I kind of have to.
After looking up about it today, people are saying it's much nicer than the original.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't want to use the regular Pro controller on this from the Switch 1 because it'll immediately feel like I'm playing
just
last generation's console, and I need the new one.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, we are kind of grown baby men who care about that
Yeah,
stuff.
care about tiny things.
I
justify
get it.
spending an extra $80 to our significant others.
The face buttons are slightly larger. There are apparently new analog sticks that are fantastic.
Yeah, they feel
very smooth,
less flimsy.
New buttons on the back.
Yes,
Thank fuck. They're finally doing the elite shit.
Yes. So, and they're programmable.
Yes.
So
I loved that in Tears of the Kingdom. I had a Pro controller and I had that going.
Yep.
And make things easier. It's just a grip.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Xbox Elite controllers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It makes everything easier, and there are some button swaps that make a lot of sense. That game developers don't quite understand, like maybe for accessibility or, God forbid, playing Dark Souls with the run function with your pointer finger.
With Elden Ring, you're doing the claw.
Yeah, the claw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So having that actually makes so much sense because you can get rid of that.
Yep.
Yeah. You can turn the camera and run.
Gamers are evolving. We have other fingers,
Yes,
it's true. And it includes a headphone jack. Very good because I still like using my regular headphones.
We also tried Game Chat.
Chat.
It's a great function.
I was kind of marveled that it's like being in the same room playing the Switch, but you just look over at the other person's screen and you're just like, oh, that's kind of fun.
Did you guys get the cameras?
No.
Okay. Right.
Which is fine because
I don't really need that.
Yeah.
I also don't want to see other people's screens because what happens is Dylan is playing a game and I'm seeing every 10th frame jittery through. It's not great.
No.
And
I did catch you using baby mode in Mario Kart, though.
Thank you. I didn't know I was.
Yeah, I know.
Did you have the light that the auto steer mode? I can't stand
it's
that.
automatically put on.
The fact that it's default is very dumb.
Yeah.
It's very stupid. Yeah. I caught myself right away. I was like, why is that little antenna? Oh,
yeah.
I remember what this is.
Yes.
The fact that it's default is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try to insult me, Nintendo.
Don't. But in celebration of the Switch 2's release, we finally have the GameCube Virtual Console diggity-doo.
F-Zero GX.
I played that for the first time.
Perfect game.
First time.
That's a near perfect video game.
It really is.
I was
developed by Sega, no less.
Yes.
It seemed like someone did a fucking ROM hack and cranked up the speed by 200%.
Dude, and that was on GameCube. That's how
frames.
it ran on GameCube.
Yeah. I was very impressed.
F-Zero X was on the N64 was 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Insanity.
It really was.
So we got Wind Waker, best Zelda, my opinion.
The one that I hated at first because I was like, I will never touch this game. It looks dumb as hell. And then I finally played it and I was like, I am 100% wrong.
I was the same age as Link was in the game when this came out. I thought I'm still obsessed with cartoons. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, that age.
And I thought it looked fantastic. Video games shouldn't look like this, but it felt insane, and I needed to play it right away. I got it for my birthday when I turned 12 or 13, whatever. Doesn't matter. And I love it. Soul Calibur 2, the best Soul Calibur. I assume we'll be fighting as Link.
And way better playing as Link than Heihachi or Spawn.
Yeah,
Spawn,
for sure.
Spawn was fun.
Spawn was cool, but
Link is Link.
Spawn was big.
Physical boxes and key cards. A large number of Switch 2 physical releases are not going to have the physical game on them at all.
Yeah, we talked
Opting
about
instead
that.
for the key cards. Gamers are upset. Why sell me a box?
For $80.
Yeah.
I can just go on to the eShop.
I wish that they would be passing on the savings too, where if you don't buy the box, have it be $10 cheaper by default.
Yeah.
But they're saving money.
Even $5.
Something.
Give me like a bonus, like, because they're not doing the virtual currency anymore, where if you buy stuff, you earn like the coins, and then
like especially for physical copies, you would like elect to get gold coins. That what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah, man.
I saw the option.
100 Luigi's equals
In the-
1 Mario coin. 100 Mario coins equals 1 Wario buck.
I was gonna say I saw the option when I pulled up like game information or something like that, and it said like, redeem your gold coins for this. So, but I mean, if they're not doing it, they're not doing it.
In other news, shifting away, Team Rocket strikes again. Police in the UK have arrested a man following a raid on his home where they discovered a massive haul of rare Pokemon cards. The value of the cards, around $332,000. Now,
How many Pokemon cards did he have? That's amazing.
Now-
This was an
some of
actual
them-
police operation.
Yes.
yeah. The thing about this is, and value is determined by the
What someone will
consumer.
pay. Yeah.
Yeah. And as my mother used to say, you know what? It's nice you like these, but they are just fucking cardboard.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Wrestling is real too.
sure it is. Yep.
My mom's like, I get that you like them and it's fun that you have the hobby, but they're fucking cardboard.
Well, she'll say that, and then you'll take a piece of cardboard, put it on eBay, and make $300. And you'll say, Mom, this is $300. This is not a piece of cardboard.
This is a business.
Well, I mean, we're generating money right now, and my mom said I'd never make money off video games.
I bought a Lord of the Rings vinyl record set the other day for $120. Immediately on eBay, they're selling for over $400.
Yeah.
It's weird market,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want, desire, scarcity. What are you going to do?
Real things.
Real things, man. I mean, man, I just really need that hyper holographic Caterpie card, though.
I know. If anyone finds it,
I'd
send it
kill-
to us.
I'd kill
Killing my
for
friends
it.
in school. Take mommy and daddy's credit card.
Never evolving that Caterpie.
Yeah.
Super Mario World. Chris Pratt's beloved character Mario returns to the big screen. On a list of upcoming movies from NBC Universal, the movie will be titled Super Mario World. Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's
Who's
fine.
gonna play as Yoshi?
But the fact that they didn't do
You?
the next movie should have been Luigi's Mansion. Then they should have done the TV show Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
I would watch that.
I would watch Treasure
would
Tracker.
I love
shit out
Treasure
of it.
Tracker.
You were
so
just
much.
saying though that you
I love
fucking hate
Toadette.
Toad.
I know I hate Toad, but I love Treasure Tracker.
Yeah.
I love Toadette. She's so cool.
She's like not super
not like
hot, but
the-
she's pretty hot. Like she has a great personality.
She's kind of not like the other girls.
She's-
She's so small.
She's pretty thick. If you're into that sort
She's
of
like
thing.
she's
got
like
the
tiny.
chunk.
She's like tiny thick.
Yeah,
she
tiny
got,
thick.
she
Yeah,
got the chunk.
cute and squishy. Those squishy legs.
Honestly, I might go see whatever this is. A traveling exhibit of Pokemon skeletons and fossils will be leaving Japan and coming to Chicago's Field Museum in May of 2026. The exhibit is a mix of real, life-size replica of Pokemon skeletons and comparisons to real fossils.
That's kind of cool.
Is this related to that one, those veterinary group that we were talking about?
no, this is separate.
This is separate? Okay.
This is separate because that book is very cool too about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
physiology of
Physiology,
Pokemon. But
yeah.
this is where you can go see the size of like this Pokemon skeleton, or they'll have like a Charmander skeleton, something describing how they live.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they'll
like
talk
that.
about how, what is it, like Slowpoke fucked and raped a child.
Well, that's the
It wasn't
the dark
Slowpoke.
side of Pokemon.
I don't want to cast
That was
aspersions to Slowpoke.
Ninetales. That was Ninetales.
No, it wasn't Ninetales either.
which one was it?
It was like Miltank or something.
I'm gonna
It was a sheep. I don't know.
hashtag Moo 2.
Moo 2. He got Moo-tooed.
Moo-you-tooed.
I got Moo-tooed.
Like Mewtwo.
Oh no.
Moo-you-tooed. I would see the fuck out of this. I'm just a simp for Pokemon, and it's a problem in my life.
That's okay.
It's fine. And finally, the 3DS is leaving the Louvre. The famous art museum, the Louvre, is retiring the 3DS audio guide later this year. A shame, because I hear it was fan-fucking-tastic.
You could probably download the app.
It was a physical card.
You can't download nothing.
Yeah, it was a physical card, though, too. I remember.
You can't download anything off of the 3DS eShop anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That died about a year ago, I think.
It seems like a really fun way to interact with the Louvre.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
you can still Street Pass, though. People still do that.
It's kind of weird, but it's fine.
I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. And they're not going to like store it anywhere or give it to people for free or whatever. The software itself contained high quality photos and 3D models of much of the museum's iconic artwork. Over 600 images, 30 hours of audio commentary, and more than 400 3D reconstructions of museum rooms are part of that software. And it's just going to go away.
It's such a cool thing.
All that hard work and dedication people did.
Well, they could just release it.
Maybe they'll make a Switch 2 app.
I mean, the Switch doesn't have a camera.
Sure.
But no, but like
you need a camera on it.
There's still they could make the Switch 2 app where you could like move to the next piece, like a guided walking tour or something. There's a way they could make that work.
There's a way. There's a way to make that possible. But that is a shame. I would like to see it in action. I might watch a video on it later, honestly.
Someone's got to archive it somewhere.
Yeah, some nerd's got it.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, Chad Xbox here. What the fuck is going on?
Hi.
I just drank 12 Mountain Dews. I just snorted some Dorito dust, and I'm here to talk to you about how we are better than you. That's right.
Okay.
Lock in your Master Chiefs because we are going to the next level.
You know, I made the joke.
We have no news. The end.
So I made the joke last night on the Discord. I'm sorry. I think the Switch 2 is an Xbox.
Yeah, it sure is.
I'm an Xbox. You're an Xbox. As far as Game Pass this month, added in May was 80 titles.
There are some good ones hidden in there.
Now, 60 of them are part of Xbox Retro Classics, which is a new thing. A collaboration with AntStream Arcade. Mm-hmm. That's a service where you pay to play some of these old games.
It's a subscription service, yeah.
There's 60 of them available for this on the Game Pass now. Almost all Atari or Amiga. There's like an SNES game or two and a PS1 game.
Yeah. There's MechWarrior 1.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
If you want to play old games, I'm never going to go play an Atari game.
I fucked around with it. It's kind of fun, but it's whatever.
It appeals to a niche audience. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I saw a retro Metal Jesus talking about it. I'm like, yeah, that's up a retro.
Hey guys, Metal
alley.
Jesus here, and I'm back again.
Other games added outside of the Retro Classics, we have Anno 1800.
It's a good game.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
The new one?
Yeah.
If you expect me to know what every Call of Duty that comes out is, you're wrong.
Okay.
Dredge, great game.
Yes.
Good game.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Sure.
Yep. I hear it exists.
Did Dylan. TMNT, Mutants Unleashed, Revenge of the Savage Planet, Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
What do you have to say about Revenge of the Savage Planet?
The Return to the Savage Planet was the first one, right?
That one's good.
That was good.
Yeah.
And this is the sequel. This is the new one.
Yes.
So I forgot it came out.
It's Revenge.
Yeah.
Warhammer Vermintide 2. A little game called Doom: The Dark Ages,
which I've beaten. It's very good.
Culebra and the Souls of Limbo. Firefighting Simulator: The Squad. That sounds cool.
Wow.
I remember there was a firefighting game for the Super Nintendo called Ignition Factor, and that game was fire. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
You had to choose which tools to bring into the fire, and it was like puzzle solving, kind of almost an escape room where you had to save people and then get out.
That's actually pretty dope.
That's like real firefighting.
Yeah, that was way more fun than it should have been. Police Simulator: Patrol Officers. I don't want to play that,
dude. You can get lost in the weeds of trying to find all these damn simulator games.
There's another small game I don't think anyone's ever heard of called Monster Train 2.
The Discord loves Monster Train 2.
Not as much as Dylan.
That's just me.
Or is that just you?
It's
okay,
literally just me.
Okay.
This game.
You are the Discord.
I must be. It's the only social media I have.
That's good.
Only one worth
That's
having.
good.
Check out patreon.com/HairTheDogcast to join our Discord.
Yes.
I like talking to my online friends and fans.
Monster Train 2. We'll talk about it and what we've been playing.
That's fine.
Okay.
Tales of Kenzera ZAU.
This was good.
Is this an RPG?
It's a side-scrolling platforming game.
Okay.
This was made by, I guess, a famous African actor. And this was like his first game that he developed. He did the voice of in Assassin's Creed Origins. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Bayek, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he started his own studio. This is his first game. It's a kind of like a touching story about dealing with the death of his father.
Yes, and I remember him talking about this at one of the game events.
Yeah, he got all teary-eyed because it was like a really important game to him. And it's really good. Actually, there's a voice. You can change the language from English to African dialect.
Cool.
Very, yeah.
cool.
Like I don't know the language off the top of my head, but it's like a very unique African language. That it's not like it's like, oh, we want to change it to Afrikaans or something like that. But
Maybe like Swahili.
yeah, something similar. But yeah, you can play it with that.
Which I probably would prefer.
Yeah,
I'd probably play it that way.
I did, and I liked it.
Cool.
I liked it.
Tom Clancy's The Division 2.
Why? They just released DLC for this.
That's why, because they released DLC, so they want people to have it so they can buy the DLC. Dylan's making farting sounns. That's not.
He's making it with his mouth. He's not. His butt is not on a microphone.
Relax, everyone. I don't actually have diarrhea.
We have Tua T.
Sure. I actually played a bit of this. It's the guy who made Katamari Damacy.
Oh, now I'm excited.
It's kind of boring.
No, I'm not excited.
Oh.
It's a bit of an adventure game.
When I hear Katamari Damacy, I get all
It's about a little boy who one day wakes up and his arms are stuck in a T position.
Oh, yeah. The trailer looked
And then
interesting.
It's my worst nightmare.
And then it's his life struggles, and he has a cute little dog who helps him dress in the morning and shit. It's endearing, but it's not for me.
Okay.
Spray Paint Simulator. Metaphor Refantasio, which I feel like people would be more talking about if it wasn't for another RPG that is just going to eclipse everything, all the discussion.
That was my game of the
R.I.P.
year
to all
last
the other
year.
RPGs and
Yeah.
Have you played Metaphor?
yes, I have.
I love Metaphor.
I love Metaphor too. I love the.
Is it better than Claire Obscure?
Don't take this the wrong way, but I love the racism.
Don't ask me. Don't give me Sophie's Choice bullshit on this podcast.
Get out of here with this.
This is asking Josh, Turtles or Ghostbusters.
Honestly, I like Claire Obscure more, but only because it's Metaphor is basically a Persona game.
Yeah.
And I've played a lot of those. Claire Obscure is different. It feels new. I'm just going to give it to Claire Obscure.
Symphonia, Crypt Custodian, and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Enhanced Editions.
I hear Crypt Custodian is actually pretty cool.
I like the name.
Yeah.
Cool.
As far as news, Xbox versus FTC rears its ugly head one last time.
One last time.
An appeal was
This is still
dismissed. It was dismissed against the FTC trying to resurrect this dead horse so they could beat it one more time. It's done. It was quashed.
The acquisition is finally complete.
FTC could try and do some more bullshit appeals. I hope not.
I hope not.
Xbox is raising the price of its consoles, accessories, and games due to tariffs.
One less reason to get an Xbox,
Yeah, right.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Games
Unless you buy used.
Games will soon be reaching the $80 price tag. That's just going to be what happens. And
Yeah.
prices don't go down; they stay up.
We've had it good for a long time, and I don't think people really understand that these things now are such an investment. If you want bigger games, you're going to have to pay more money.
Bigger games, bigger studios.
And like I was saying to you guys, I think that this is like maybe the best way for the games industry to get its fucking act together. Mm-hmm. I think that people are going to speak with their dollars in ways that they never have before. And I think that this is going to show people, and especially like people who work in these companies, like, why are you making bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
This will affect the U.S. more so than the other countries. The Series X will be $100 more expensive, and the Series S will be risen in price by $80.
Wow, yeah.
Bucks more expensive.
Yeah. Going up. Going the other direction, $100.
Don't they just have a bunch of those in a warehouse? Tariffs shouldn't be
That's
the
why I
issue
was like,
anymore.
it shouldn't be affecting the things that are sitting in the warehouse right now. Jeez.
I don't see a lot of people owning these.
Once a company gets an excuse to raise prices, though.
Yeah.
Greed is paramount.
Gears of War Reloaded. On May 5th, the remaster of Gears of War was announced that will feature 4K, 120 frames per second, and multiplayer. Promising crossplay on all platforms, Xbox, PS5, and PC playing together.
Gears of War on a PlayStation. Never thought I'd see the day.
The title will be $40.
Oh, that's not bad.
Good.
And it'll be free if you own the Ultimate Edition already.
Oh,
now, this is
also good.
Only for those that were owning it May 5th or before. Anyone that buys it now, it won't transfer over. But like, if you bought the Ultimate Edition, you get this one for free.
Okay, good.
Which I appreciate, because otherwise people are going to go buy the $8 physical copy.
Mm-hmm.
But cool. That's great.
I imagine it's also on Game Pass.
Probably. But Gears of War is a fine game, and I won't play it again.
I will never play that game again.
Oh, I'll play it for you guys.
Xbox dashboard received an update. You can remove some of the tiles from your screen if you want. You can pin favorites to your home and hide system apps.
Which I will be doing a lot
I will be restructuring my entire dashboard.
And Doom: The Dark Ages. A week after the game's release, it has hit 3 million players across all platforms, a feat previously managed 7 times. This is 7 times faster than Doom Eternal reached those numbers. Physical
Game
release
Pass has a lot to do with that.
Physical release has had a lot more issues, though, because it was discovered that on the Xbox disc, there's only 328 megabytes of data. The PS5, only 85 megabytes on that physical copy you bought.
Remember, buying video games isn't ownership. You don't own your games.
You need to download the game to play it anyways.
Well, you have to scroll through that entire end user agreement.
Yeah.
Many people canceled pre-orders after discovering that the discs were essentially empty. But on good news for Doom: The Dark Ages, pizza lovers rejoice as Prince Street Pizza has paired up with Doom. If you order a certain pizza, you will receive a Ranger Doomslayer skin and a free 1-month trial of Game Pass. The pizza is called Hellfire Pepperoni, featuring spicy marinara, fresh habaneros, and hot honey, which is a good pizza style.
But here's the thing.
I like hot honey.
And Prince Street Pizza is phenomenal. We went to Prince Street.
They're aping fucking Totino's now. Totino's makes a Hellfire, and they did it ages ago.
Well,
in collaboration with Stranger Things.
Oh, God. Surfer Boy Pizza?
There's that, but also they have the Hellfire spicy Totino's pizza rolls. I have some at home right now. I love it.
And more jobs were cut on May 13th as Microsoft got rid of 3% of the company. They currently have over 200,000 people hired, so that's a pretty sizable amount of people.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, welcome AI.
You're gonna die. Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Dude, was Axl Rose in here?
No, he just left.
Yeah. He came and went. Just needed to say that.
He was with some Kentucky Fried Buckethead.
Yep. Wheeled in his wheelchair and wheeled right out. So you guys know about this Borderlands game, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen a franchise become so much more irrelevant so quickly as Borderlands. After the movie bombed and then this, I feel like they have a lot of goodwill to retake.
You know, Borderlands 2 was so good. Borderlands 3 kind of hit with a dud. Like, kind of came and left. I was excited for Borderlands 4.
It's an extremely boring game.
It really was. And I'm hopeful that, you know, and maybe my hope is misplaced, but I'm hopeful that Borderlands 4 will kind of fix a lot of what, you know, made 3 just like the slop that it was. Following concerns over the new Borderlands 4 potential price tag of $80, Randy Pitchford, Gearbox software founder, just kind of said, you know what? If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to pay it. And it's like, bro, come on.
You're saying that to the poor people who just love their franchise.
Yeah. You know, it's getting to the point now where people can't really afford $80 games every other week or every month even. People have families to feed and stuff. So, rightfully so. Gamers were pretty upset having their level of fandom questioned and just even like kind of challenged. You're like, you know what? This is a good game. Like, I don't care. Pitchford then wrote a 557-word post trying to apologize and explain his statement. 557. Yo, my bad. All in all, still a very bad look.
Yes, I don't know. It's this game. I think they tried to announce it as like this big, cool new thing. It was right after the movie bombed so hard, and Borderlands just seemed less cool and less cool. And then he says something like this on top of it, and I didn't like Borderlands before. I tried playing one of them, and now I'm just like, eh.
Well, it's also that was born of an era of cringe, like internet
toilet humor,
gamer humor.
Yeah, toilet humor,
which is not popular.
It does not. No, and it's sad. It's just it's cringe.
And that's what Borderlands 3 was. Borderlands 3 was kind of trying to toe the line between like going away from that toilet humor, but also trying to be like kooky and funny, but it kind of landed and bombed. But it sounds like I think it sounds like 4 is going to maybe bring back a little bit more of the fun of like looting, collecting weapons.
Isn't that what the game is?
Yeah, but like I think initially
you just described something so incredibly not fun to me: looting and collecting weapons.
Yeah, but I mean, admittedly, like the looter shooter was started because of the Borderlands series. Like it popularized it. So you could thank Borderlands for all the looter shooters that we have right now. So,
look at all the guns.
Damn you, Randy Pitchford.
If you guys are real fans, you'll find a way to make an extra $80 to play it.
Even despite that, I'm not gonna knock this game over a kind of like maybe like a misworded tweet. I'm still gonna buy it. I'll let you guys know how it is.
Okay. I actually look forward to it. If it's good, I'd get it.
Were you guys looking forward to the Black Panther Nemesis edition?
As much as I was looking forward to Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Another fucking superhero game that got canceled because I think there's no interest.
This game was... I read this game was in pre-development for 4 years, and EA just said, "You know what? You guys had enough time." Because I right up to the cancellation of, okay, for those who don't know, the Black Panther video game that was supposed to be developed by Cliffhanger Games has been canceled by EA. Mm-hmm. And me personally, even though EA can go eat a dick, I think EA was right in this because the game was in pre-development for 4 years, trying to like do this whole like take on the Nemesis system, which would have been really cool. And I think they were about ready to say, okay, we're ready to go. Like a month before EA was just says, no, we're pulling the plug. So
they also shut down the studio.
The studio itself. Yeah. So damn, like,
well, after the failure of a lot of these like bigger games like Suicide Squad and stuff like that.
Yeah. The big superhero games. That probably had something to do with it too.
I think that superhero stuff is sort of going the way of the Western in the late 60s. I think that we're at a point where people are just like, can I not pay attention to this?
Well, you could thank Disney for kind of the superhero fatigue that I think we're feeling right now.
Yeah.
Is it time for Marvel to reboot the whole series?
That's what Secret Wars is going to do.
Well, is it time for Iron Man 1? Just like we're done. We're starting over.
No, you got Ironheart. You still got to watch that series, Ironheart.
They're going to recast probably all the OGs.
I'm so exhausted. See, what's nice about...
Honestly, they need to take time. They need to take at least 10 years. Nothing Marvel for 10 years.
I'm excited for Superman because it's like new. I'm like, sure.
I trust James Gunn too, so it's fine.
Implicitly.
Yeah. So Bungie sucks.
Yeah.
I used to love him so much.
Me too.
Like we said, Ship of Theseus, though, they're not the same people.
Nope.
They just have the name.
Yeah. I would have said like the Bungie from old, like especially the Halo days. I imagine they're long gone. Artist and illustrator 4 and T1R3 4. Is that a lowercase L?
I believe so.
For naturally?
No, I don't know.
I'm trying to read that as in Leet speak. You guys remember Leet?
I don't.
I do remember Leet.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't remember. This artist and illustrator discovered posters she designed popping up in Marathon without her permission. Yikes. Theft. Yeah.
We ought to be honest, though, we didn't know because we just used AI and we didn't realize it stole something.
Yeah.
So
because AI works off of existent images.
Yep.
So ridiculous.
This is why you have actual humans developing your games.
This is why that is why when you see a beautiful asset in a video game,
you can thank an artist.
Tends to be crafted.
Yeah, by an artist.
They want it to be there.
Yes.
Not just.
How upset would you be, Dylan, to find your art pop up, somebody using it without your permission?
Oh, I'd be pleased as fucking punch.
Well, because you'd have a lawsuit, but also like how? Wouldn't you?
A legitimate one, too.
But there's also that feeling of violation.
Oh, I would cause a stink.
Yeah.
I would make a big poopy diaper.
And I would think that if this artist and illustrator, like, if Bungie came forward and said, hey, we want to use your art in our game, would that be okay? I'm sure she would have been like, absolutely, as long as you credit me, which I think is the majority of artists. Like, I just want to be credited for my work.
No, that's not true. They want to get paid.
Well, that too, yeah, but they also want to be credited, I think.
They want to be credited and they want to be paid.
Yeah.
And if you want to support artists, you have to give them fucking money.
Yes, exactly.
Unfortunately,
because they have bills.
Unfortunately, just because artists really enjoy what they do and it's their craft, you're paying for a service. You're paying for someone's creativity and thought. It is a product. You have to pay them for it.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
And then other news with Bungie. Destiny 2 is still a thing. Don't forget. Destiny 2 is getting an update featuring Star Wars content.
I just can't.
What the living
Can we move on?
That just can't. Now you become Fortnite.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about the...
I am become Fortnite, as the famous saying goes.
You're Fortnite, I'm Fortnite.
I don't want to get into the Summer Games Fest like too hard, but these crossovers in video games, what is the fucking point?
Children like Darth Vader.
James Bond is in Hitman. Hitman is now in James Bond. What's happening?
Yep.
It's like...
Tom Cruise is now 007.
Yes.
It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. We're having pizza doom things. What are we doing?
What's the fucking... God, no.
Get your new Doomslayer skin by getting a pizza.
At least the Pokemon Fossil exhibit teaches you about real shit, and it's like...
You're also... That kid's at a museum, and they're going to see other things at the museum.
They're going to learn something about the taxonomy of animals.
Yep.
Cool.
If we're turning them into future veterinarians, great. All the better. Call of Duty made a big oopsie. Activision has reached a new low in their quest to take your money. In the create a class menu, if you're playing Warzone or any other multiplayer mode, there's now a screen advertising weapons you can purchase. Now, Activision said, oh, that was a mistake. We were only testing it. But were they?
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Exactly. Because if Activision came out and said, hey, would you guys want ads in your create a class figure menu screen? A lot of people would be like, nah, get that shit out of here.
But if I see the gold-plated SPA 4449, I need it. Oh, it's only $8. It's my parents' credit card.
If I can't dab in my video game...
Donkey Kong has you covered, my bro.
People simp
He's doing pretty
hard
good.
over weapon skins. It's crazy.
He dabs a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong...
It's pretty cool.
It's his only move now.
He does a lot of cool stuff.
I would prefer Donkey Kong. Old Donkey Kong is angry dabbing, though. This one is like happy dabbing.
Yeah,
is that
he's
why
having
you
a
just
good
don't
time.
like this one? That's why you don't like this version of Donkey Kong?
He's more of a DreamWorks rather than like a
Donkey Kong
Pixar.
was named after Angry Kong. Donkey is another word for angry, not dumb happy.
Well, donkey means stubborn.
Yes, stubborn. That I don't think of happy when I think of stubborn.
Well, he could just be dumb. I kind of like he is dumb.
He is very dumb.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got a brain in there somewhere.
He's not known for his intelligence.
His entire storyline is someone stole my bananas.
Yeah, really.
Even his little nephew Diddy Kong, I think. At least he can put on a fucking shirt. All he does is put on a tie. A tie for what?
He's so dumb he puts a tie on without a shirt.
So this implies Donkey Kong has a brother. Does Donkey Kong have a brother anywhere in the lore?
No. Funky Kong is his cousin. Donkey Kong Jr. is his dad.
Diddy is like
his nephew.
Cousin or nephew
is
or
it?
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
No, not a nephew then. I don't know.
Switching gears to good news. In a first for video games, over 300 QA employees at ZeniMax have reached a contract agreement with the company to unionize. This agreement includes wage increases and minimum salaries, protection against arbitrary dismissal, grievance procedures, and guidelines on AI use in the workplace. Stuff that should be standard across the board without having a union, but nonetheless, we're happy for you. Slay, Queens.
Mm-hmm. Unions rule. I wish I was one.
Yep.
I love being in a union.
I went
to the zoo with my union yesterday. They paid for beer and food.
Fuck you.
It was so fun.
Sometimes Sindas gets us a taco truck.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
I
like taco trucks.
Yeah, but also if you get horribly treated the other 364 days a year, does a taco truck make up for it?
I mean,
sometimes they get us Costco.
I work in a hospital. If they mistreat us, they give us pizza.
Yep. It's pizza. Yeah. Pizza's a big one too.
And a writing on a board that says, "Great job, staff. Thanks."
Mine is here. We deigned to give you Gatorade. Well, yeah, we're out in these fucking tin cans boiling alive.
Yeah. I don't think Gatorade's going to help.
It does help.
It does, yeah, but
it's not enough.
I would rather have one of those like terry cloths. That'd be kind of nice. Or like those like.
Oh, I've got a million.
Yeah. BioShock. Remember BioShock?
No.
Oh. Sounds like we're going back to Rapture.
I'm already going insane.
Word is that 2K Games will be making an announcement sometime soon about the next title in the series.
Oh, great.
Although some believe it might be the movie adaptation Netflix is working on. I mean, we got Judas coming. That's pretty much the next BioShock.
It'll be tied to the movie adaptation.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yes.
So a new BioShock game has been in the works for a long time, announced back in 2019. The reports since have claimed this fourth game is set in a fictional Antarctic city, which that is cool. That is really
literally
cool. Yeah. Well,
I want to die.
I did that.
Dylan, you get it?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm confused.
It's like the temperature.
In Antarctica, it's cold down there.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? I had Antarctica confused with Africa.
Oh,
it happens all the time.
I could totally see it's like tomato. I get it. Okay, this rumor could also include a remaster or a remake.
I think that's more likely.
I don't want.
They've already done that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mind. Whatever.
I don't
need BioShock Classic Collection.
I will never play BioShock Infinite ever again in my life.
No, this isn't Infinite. This is BioShock 1.
The first one that everybody.
I'd rather replay 2 because actually that is a better video game. It's a better video game in general. But
so, has anyone played Mortal Kombat 1?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
This was like
you're talking about Mortal Kombat,
the first
one,
the recent one.
1-2 is what you're talking about.
Yeah, because apparently the timeline got reset after Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, it did.
And because like
so Robert Downey Jr. is back
in the DLC.
Yes, in the DLC, yeah. So
we talked about it.
One of the God, I don't want to talk about it.
Don't.
Anyway, less than 2 years after Mortal Kombat 1's release, NetherRealm Studios seems to be abandoning the game. It didn't sell very well. It underperformed. I think people are kind of over. Obviously, they haven't made much strides in gameplay and making it stand out amongst the other fighting games.
Street Fighter 6 is killing that.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's there's fighting game communities. There's worldwide tournaments. Mortal Kombat 1 isn't even on the fighting game circuit.
No, it's not.
Which is, too bad because it could be a good one.
I play those for the story and then I'm out.
Yeah. My friend Josh that runs Magic 4, it's like a fighting game, video game kind of lounge here. And he has fighting game tournaments all the time. Street Fighter 6, Tekken, all this stuff. And like... he says like he's willing to do Mortal Kombat, but there is literally no communities for it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame. Anyway, the company has said that they would support the game for years to come, so probably you'll get a ton of DLC.
Well, they said they'd support it for years to come, and it was only 20 months.
Yeah.
And they're done.
Then they're done.
Now they're done.
So, anyway.
C'est la vie.
Yeah, c'est la vie. It'd be like that sometimes. Kingdom Hearts 4 is the thing.
Is it?
Fuck yes. Finally, some good news in my life.
Yep.
This is all I have.
Can you tell me about Sora's Feet? I'm so curious.
Squeenix released an update.
You don't know anything about it, dude.
It's like a J.J. Abrams style mystery box.
It's like a mystery foot, but it's a normal size foot now. His feet shrunk, dude.
Dude, his
why?
I am way out of this whole Kingdom Hearts thing.
I'm following.
Is it an X foot or a regular foot X?
Oh, man.
Yes,
is it a key foot or is it a key foot?
Is this Sora's nobody or is Heartless Zemnis? Which, fuck.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Loose ends.
And Donald Duck, where are his pants? Fuck. Is Goofy?
Is his big corkscrew dick going to show up?
That's Donald. Goofy just got a regular monster hog.
Yeah, he's a bull, if I do say so.
Gosh, I need bigger pants.
I did just find a reel on Goofy where he's like, "I'm gonna beat my meat."
I snuck in my.
I just want to know. I want everyone to know that Dylan was attempting to do a Donald Duck voice, and everyone knows
his
that
body contorted in a weird way. I don't want to see ever again.
There's nothing about that.
But my eyes lit up like a child's.
So much wonder.
Oh.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4.
The game is still in development. Just let everybody know.
Oh, okay.
And they appreciate your patience.
Great.
New screenshots show a bunch of gobbledygook and a playable Mickey Mouse. They also canceled their upcoming Pokemon Go style Kingdom Hearts game, probably good.
Yeah.
Called Missing Link.
Dumb.
Sorry, Dylan.
Sorry, it says sorry, Dylan. Like, are you really sad about this?
I knew you'd be upset.
Okay. It looks like you're upset.
I need so many Pokemon style
Well,
games.
your only social media is Heartstagram, right? Mm-hmm. Where you put like hashtag Xemnas life.
Yeah, I'm on Tumblr mostly.
Hashtag Xehanort's my daddy.
Yeah, it's all I draw these days. I can't show you guys because you'll just make fun of me. But
No.
Hashtag Donald sub.
No.
I just, I like giving them comically large penises, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
I think
if you want
guys
some
need
art
a Kingdom
commission,
Hearts Dogscast.
We've talked about Kingdom Hearts way too much.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You guys need your own podcast for this stuff.
No.
God, that would be off the.
You're going to have to show him.
That would be unhinged.
If anybody wants custom Kingdom Hearts art, Dylan is available for commissions.
Honestly,
you'll have to pay him,
would.
but he'll do it.
I honestly would. Give me a number.
Pay your artists.
It's going to be really bad.
But you know what? It's going to be unique.
Yeah, it will.
Grand Theft Auto 6 had a new story trailer drop.
Yep.
And showed off many locations and characters. And I feel like we talked about this recently because
we talked about this on the Raw Dogs.
Yep.
So if you want more information about this, go check out our Grand Theft Auto series lore episode.
Yep. The trailer was watched over 475 million times across all platforms within 24 hours.
That's crazy.
It's crazy how big this game is. The song from the trailer, Hot Together by the Pointer Sisters, saw its Spotify listenings skyrocket by, is this real, 182,000%?
It's a big number.
I believe it because honestly, like the GTA trailers, whatever song is on becomes like the most popular song.
Well, think about like Stranger Things, like Kate Bush got like a massive bump from...
Make a deal with God.
Well, Cage the Elephant too with the Borderlands. I remember the first Borderlands trailer. No one heard of Cage the Elephant.
Then in the second one, it's the Heavy.
The Heavy, yeah. But the Heavy was I enjoyed the Heavy before that.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the trailer was captured on a standard PS5 and featured gameplay, which kind of leads me to believe that the original PS5 is more powerful than I think Sony tends to let on.
Well, we haven't optimized these.
We really haven't.
Yet.
Yeah.
The fact that this is a standard PS5 that all of this is being shown on is incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that people aren't using the hardware correctly because you remember those late era PS3 games because it was so hard to develop for. They just looked insane.
Yeah. By the end, I mean, we got Last of Us on the PS3. Right?
That's correct. Yeah.
The game has now been pushed back to May 26th, 2026.
That's okay.
Which I'm fine with that because then that means we can keep talking about Clear Obscure all year.
I saw a great meme. It was Todd Howard. He's like, "What if I release Skyrim again remastered?" And it was just kidding, but maybe. Yeah. They are 100% going to remaster the fuck out of Skyrim.
Honestly, if they make it for PSVR 2, I'll get it because I can't play Skyrim VR.
It's sad. Because I can't.
You can't because
it's not VR2. It's only VR2.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's not developed for those controllers.
Yeah, I know. I think it's even the camera tracking, too. I'm still upset we don't have Super Hot for the PSVR 2.
Oh, man.
Although Vendetta Forever is also really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really good. Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy.
Did you know about this story?
No, I did not.
This was released like this morning or yesterday.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to... Okay.
Plague Tale.
There was a reveal trailer, and it could be a prequel based on Sophia.
Yeah. It showed like a gladiator coliseum. It didn't really show too much other than a new Plague Tale game, which I know both you and Tyler would be excited for.
Yes. I'm glad. The last one, Requiem, did really well. And it was pretty much one of my top games of the year, I think, that year too.
I think for Tyler as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, him and I talked about it.
I hated those games.
That's a shame.
I wasn't a fan.
That's a shame.
They're compelling until they're not.
The gameplay isn't fun. The story's great.
I like being chased.
Are fine.
I like being chased by giant waves of rats. That's pretty cool.
You guys are hurting my feelings right now. But I know the game's not for everybody.
No, yeah.
I just think if anything, I'm always more impressed when I come into a game with low expectations, and then I get like immediately like swept in, and I'm just like, wow, this is much better than I thought it would be.
I'm the idiot that saw the Claire Obscure trailer. I'm like, looks stupid. But you don't know until you see the game actually, play it.
I saw the trailer and I'm like, does this look good? And I thought about it for like 5 minutes and I'm like, I don't want to have a thought about this. And then I stopped.
Yeah.
And now it's one of my favorite games.
I knew this game was going to be big before anybody knew about it.
Look forward to it.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that credit.
That's my. I was more impressed, like in the when they showed, like I think a gameplay trailer of it closer to release, and they said, "Yeah, guess what, guys? We have an open world." And I about flipped the table in excitement because I was like, I've been wanting an open world in an RPG in such a long time.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that they say like we don't know how to do, we can't do it in modern consoles. They're like just fucking do it the same way. Jesus.
Yeah, I know it's not that hard. That's what always kind of like dumbfounded me. And then of course this little developer from France is like, yeah, we have an open world, and it's like it runs fucking great.
We'll get to what we've been playing in a second.
Elden Ring. You guys have heard this series, right?
A little bit.
It's about a guy.
And he has a ring, and he has to bring it to the volcano mountain.
It's about John Elden Ring.
Yeah, Mount Elden.
Oh.
John Elden Ring is his name.
I got it confused.
Yeah.
He looks like Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible.
Boom. Boom.
There's a movie coming.
Yes, From Software heads to the cinema as Alex Garland has joined as director. The film is being produced by A24.
He directed Annihilation, Civil War. He's a good director.
He's a very good
Mortal
director.
Kombat Annihilation?
No.
He did he did the robot one.
Ex
with
Machina.
Alicia,
Oh,
With
yeah,
Alicia
yeah.
Vikander.
Yeah.
Yes, and Oscar Isaac. Not my favorite director in the world, but a great director.
Okay.
He makes great films.
Has
And
he done fantasy stuff? Like, I mean, because this is high fucking fantasy.
Annihilation is like fantasy sci-fi.
Is it? Okay. I've never seen
Horror fantasy sci-fi.
it. Okay.
I mean, the visuals in that could lead me to believe that he could do an Elden Ring movie pretty damn good.
He is on New Game Plus 7, so he's a fucking guy who's played Elden Ring.
That's important.
Which is important.
Okay.
So it's not like somebody's coming in and this is my thoughts on. It's not like the fucking Mario Brothers movie where they're like, no, we want to make a Blade Runner, which is actually cool. But.
My favorite Elden Ring character is a tie between Millie or Robert.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
This game will.
Gregory is a close third.
I'm tentatively excited for this movie.
Yeah, you would know more about this than I would. So
Yeah.
Until Dawn, that was also a movie.
There's a Millicent character. Until Dawn was a movie that came out.
Yes. Mixed is a word that I would use.
I hated it.
Okay.
We watched the movie and I hated it.
I have no interest in this,
no
and I
interest
didn't
in
even
this
really
either.
love the game. So
I don't know. It had one of the most iconic lines from what's his name?
Rami Malek?
Rami Malek. You gonna take her to Bone Town, bro? Come on.
I mean, that is a good line.
Peak writing right there.
I don't. It must have been in the workshop for a
Did
while.
they put that in the movie?
No.
Oh, I'm definitely not seeing it.
that was iconic. They put that on the poster.
However, two of the game's writers were left out of the credits.
Huh.
Bad move, guys.
Yeah.
Bad move. Gentlemen,
What have we
been playing?
been playing?
What have we been playing?
Tell us about it, Brad.
Elden Ring Night Rain, not my game. Not loving it.
Really?
It's fine. Sad.
Is it a game that we needed? Or is it a game that we
No.
just have?
They could have taken that time and put it towards a new title that would have been single player and fun. They reuse assets. They're trying to make a quick buck. I've had fun moments. I have mostly had frustrated instances of running across maps with strangers to pick up flasks and not have communication. I've been trying to get together with friends, but scheduling is tough.
Yeah.
Sure is. When you're an adult.
Night Rain's disappointing. Mario Kart World. I beat all 150cc cups yesterday. Rainbow Road, you're right. It's beautiful.
It's
always
stunning.
It's
Yeah.
fucking cinema.
There's moments
Can't wait till I get there.
of pure bliss and quiet moments on Rainbow Road. The characters are fun. 16 players or 32 players, 24, whatever it is. Too many. Stupid.
There are a little too many characters.
A lot. A lot of many.
If you're in the middle of the pack, you can get gangbanged pretty fucking hard.
Yes, you can.
But
Also, if you have that speaker and there's 4 motherfuckers around you, man, you can do some damage.
Oh, I've done it.
Ooh, I love it.
You only need 8 racers. 4, to be honest. It's nice to throw in a little bit of mayhem.
16
Brother,
is
this is the Switch too. Come
16 is a fair amount because that's
good
standard
number, yeah.
like regulation racing.
But what happens is there's only 3 other, like, there's always the person that's going to be your main rival.
Yeah.
And it's fucking baked in. And then there's another person that's going to be
Sometimes
close.
they go down and sometimes they go back up.
And
But, yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But all the other ones, it's just stuff that doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to me. Cut down on the number of racers. It wouldn't hurt anyone. I love the costumes. I love the free roam. The world is fun. It's beautiful.
It's Hyrule. Did you notice that?
Is it?
I mean, pretty much.
It looks exactly like Hyrule.
One thing about the courses that are cool are the quiet moments.
I'm gonna have to look at the map.
There are stretches where there's like not a lot happening for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Where it's just about like max speed and acceleration.
Yep.
Which I do like.
That's a good racing game.
I'm just impressed at how wide the tracks are. I mean, going from playing like games like Gran Turismo, Forza, and stuff like that with narrow tracks,
where you can be like locked out and basically like even though you're the best racer, they're keeping you from passing.
Yeah.
And
people passing me on the outside, rubber banding, motherfuckers.
The courses are fun. I hate anything with a boat. Anything with the water, I think plays like garbage.
I think it's cool.
It's like it reminds me of Wave Race a little bit, but I know, like you said, it doesn't control very well.
It doesn't control.
I think it's meant to be a little slidey.
Oh yeah, it's water.
Yeah.
Can we just marvel at the technology of having a cart all of a sudden transform into a jet ski almost instantaneously?
It's cool. They got a lot of shit going on in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I've rode the ducks before. Those fucking old war vehicles.
Oh, at the Dells.
Yeah,
they're cool.
They did it.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Honestly, I really enjoy this game. I do have some issues where the drifting means a lot less in this video game than it ever has, which used to be the bar of like a skill. Mm-hmm. Like if you weren't good at it, then you would fall behind real quick.
In Double Dash, you'd have to do that. You can like build it up by left, right, left, right.
You can do that on this. It takes a minute.
But it's not the same. Double Dash, it's like every time you go left and right, it builds up a charge.
Yeah,
this one, it's about time. It's about how long you do it will build it up.
But you can still build it up by. I've done it.
No.
Really?
No, it's not. It's not strictly just going back and forth. It's also like banking the time because back then you could do it quick and you could build it up fast.
Well, admittedly, this you don't have a lot of turns.
This is more about jumping.
Yeah.
This is about you need to hit jump every time you hit a fucking ramp.
Yep.
That's different. In the
I don't hate that.
I don't hate that either.
It's good, but I just wish they didn't nerf the drifting. I do like the draft though.
Drafting is good.
Oh God, yeah. The first time I saw that speed boost from drafting, because that's a good speed boost.
That's strategy right there.
Well, now when I'm in front, I don't just stay straight. I will kind of just drift a little bit to make sure no one's riding me and getting a boost.
They've actually done something pretty elegant with this though too. Not just the fact that when you had like Mario Kart 8 and there was this, how do you top this?
Yeah,
visually. Because that has like anti-grav carts and it was all about like shifting perspectives and it was a little bit like of a tighter race scenario in general. Doing this with this amount of characters, just the customization options alone, I do kind of miss selecting the glider, the cart, and then the wheels.
Yeah.
I found myself being like, that was something I really loved.
I was disappointed in that too, yeah.
The cactus shouldn't be a character.
No, he should. I use him all the time.
He doesn't have arms.
Spiky?
Paulina.
He doesn't need them.
Although the fucking Monty Mole guy with that wears the sewer grate on his head, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Ricky Wrench?
Whatever his name is. That Claire Obscure Expedition 33. We're covering that topic in maybe 2 weeks on Raw Dogs.
There's, too much to say.
If this isn't my game of the year, I would be very surprised.
It's very difficult for me to go into it without going into it, so I'm going to abstain. Just know that if you have not played it, please try.
Yeah, please attempt to. I know the turn-based combat probably turns a lot of people off, but I think there's a lot of quality of life and like modern gameplay sentiments that you'll enjoy. It's got parrying in it, guys.
It's got parrying.
It's the first game that's made me like parrying.
Yeah, same.
I sobbed like a baby at the end of this game. I am not ashamed to say so.
I sobbed in the fucking beginning.
Well, a lot of times, Dylan, you're very woo. Or you're very wee, but that time you're very woo.
I was very woo, but it was also kind of a wee when you really get down to it because I was feeling
woo type of person myself too. So
yeah,
Dylan is Dylan, and Stoy is Stoy.
You really get me, Brad.
SK.
Oh my God, the best character in that whole, I don't know, the story of him and CL like made me cry too.
Yeah.
It was like, that was heartwarming.
Francois is upset.
Francois. I just love the way, God, I love the way he says mon ami and Francois. And the guy's not even French. The voice actor's not even French.
That's very good, Brad.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
He practices all the time. I am in end of the game paralysis, and I haven't experienced that in a long time.
You don't want to finish it.
I know I'm right there. I played Fast RMX on the Switch too.
Switch 2.
Fast Fusion?
Well, it's Fast Fusion. Oh yeah, Fast RMX was like the sequel or something like that. Fast Fusion is the
I played it
newest
too.
one. Yeah. It's pretty much about as close to Wipeout
Yep.
as you're gonna get.
It's
And
great shifting to get the boosts.
Yes.
There's a lot of thought behind this. It's not a kart racer, which
Nope.
I like my pure racers too, because I'm always frustrated when my skill level is hampered by characters getting good items.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this isn't the game that it's not like Wipeout where you have to get pickups. You don't get weapons or anything like that. This is obviously along the lines of F-Zero where you have to like shift colors in order to hit certain boosts on the track. You can jump now, so you can jump to different levels to maybe give yourself an advantage on the track.
Wait. Switch colors to get different boosts on the track?
You have your ship has like an aura to it, and on the
Do you change your aura as you're racing, or is it something
always
you choose
got-
ahead of time?
there's a button.
Brother, you got to
press
check your
do
aura
it.
all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool that
It's
you have
kind
to
of an
like
it's
adapt
kind-
to the track.
Yeah. you have to
It's
adapt.
kind of an Ikaruga style thing, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a really fun game. And for the first time on a Switch, you have graphics settings. You got performance mode, you got quality mode,
Yep.
and then you have super high quality mode where it's like you got the best resolution, but 30 frames a second, which in this game, I'm telling you, you don't want to play this game in 30 frames a second.
No, you don't.
60
It's
frames
too
or
fast.
nothing.
Yeah.
60 frames or nothing.
And it can handle it too, which
Yeah.
is
Oh, God, it runs
and
so
it
smooth.
looks the environments, everything in this
Yeah.
game is just beautiful. Also, it's on sale right now for $15 rather
Yes.
than the normal 20.
Yes, so please get on this. If there is one Switch 2 game you want to download that's exclusive to Switch 2 right now, that's it.
Low key, this is kind of the sleeper hit of the Switch 2.
I've seen it on lists saying hidden gem of the release.
It is.
And admittedly, like Fast Racing Neo came out when the first Switch came out, and it's made by Shinden. Yeah, that's the name of the developer or something like that. But I mean, they're pretty much giving. It's like the joke, like we have F-Zero at home, but it's not. I mean, it's good F-Zero.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I like it. Go at it.
yeah,
I've been playing Monster Train 2 pretty much exclusively up until the release of the Switch 2. Monster Train 2 does everything that Monster Train 1 did. In fact, don't feel like you have to play Monster Train. And I say this without spoiling. It makes Monster Train 1 look irrelevant. It's just so good. There's everything beautiful about this style of roguelike, like card battler, and like placing your characters, making sure strategies go through, protecting your pyre from like invading forces on your train. There's something so deeply satisfying. I've gotten to the point now where, like Brad is with Balatro, basically it's like fast. I watch all the animations go through and I'm like calculating in my head. I'm beautiful minding this shit.
I was going to say that's a high level of autism right there.
And I love it. I've maxed out all the clans, of which there's a number I won't tell you because it's a spoiler. Okay. But I spent a lot of time doing this.
So this is a card-based game? Is it?
It's a card battler.
Card battle. Okay, all right, got it.
Yeah, where you place characters on 3 ascending levels, and then at the top level is your pyre, which is like if that goes away, it's game over.
Okay.
So enemies come in through the bottom, and then each level they go up, you have to like set up little defenses and make sure that you're like getting rid of them before they reach your pyre. And with that, you get cards, and the cards like boost the characters or summon the characters, and you have a certain amount of points to allocate every single turn. You can do stuff like debuff enemies. You can strengthen enemies. Every single clan has 2 champions, and each one has a unique style of gameplay where one might be like sacrificing minions in order to eat them to boost your health. And so you're summoning them in, and then you get bonuses, and then you can equip them. And it's all based on what's in your deck, how you use it, and how like synergized your entire shit is. And it's great because there are infinite combinations. You get one of the champions, and then you pair it with a champion from another clan. And that will give you your secondary type card because each one of them has like a base card. It's very hard to explain. It's just good. It is on Game Pass. I would encourage everyone to play this. It is in my Game of the Year list. It is not going to be clear obscure, unfortunately, but it is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Some sort of a thing happened recently, right?
Yeah, Summer Games Fest. Jeff Keighley, super excited, wearing some slick little Dukes or Air Force Ones or whatever the kids call shoes these days.
Dude, I would be as happy as him too if I got to hang out on stage and run video game things. He's like a child up there every time. He's so excited.
He does this thing with his arm, and I could not get over it. He kind of does like this. He like kind of bumps his chest. Mm-hmm. You'll notice it forever.
Everyone's got tics.
No, I know.
Yeah, I know. He has the one where he's like, he holds the microphone really high and he's like, he kind of like does this little fist pump. And I think that's another thing I noticed too about him. But I mean, the guy is obviously the greatest cheerleader for the video game industry out there.
He rules.
And like
question.
he can, he's obviously really cool and really chill, especially during the Summer Games Fest when Deadpool, when they talked about Deadpool VR, and caught the little Silk Song joke.
Caught it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not to whenever someone says Silk Song. The world collectively takes a breath.
It feels like someone spanked me for being bad. I was like, stop it.
Yeah.
At this point, just fucking shut up about it until it's out. I don't want to hear any fucking more jokes about this.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little fucking tired.
I'm especially tired of Deadpool as well.
I do not care for Deadpool.
And unless it's Ryan Reynolds, like the movie, I'm like, I still like the
Neil
movie.
Patrick Harris.
I know. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
I also don't need it. I don't care. It's on a game system that I will never own because it's owned by fucking Facebook, which basically helped destroy our democracy. So,
thank you, Facebook. Death Stranding 2.
Yes, Death Stranding 2.
One of the biggest announcements for Summer Games Fest. Summer Games Fest, for those that don't know, Jeff Keighley, big awards, or big kind of like...
This is the new
symposium.
E3.
Yeah, this is it right here. And he gives attention to everybody, independent developers, single developers, big studios. Obviously, Kojima shows up every year. It doesn't matter for what.
He allows Kojima to have 2 hours worth of the 2 hours time, though, if he wants.
Yep. But this time he cut him off, which was surprising. Kojima was talking, and then he rolled a clip, and I was like, oh, damn. Kojima's probably pissed off at that.
Probably not.
No, those two are homies.
Yeah, those two are homies, yeah. Speaking of actors that I don't know, who's Luca Marinelli?
I don't know, but he's playing a new Porter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even watch this trailer because I know I'm going to be playing the fuck out of this game.
I watched 5 minutes.
There seems to be a connection between this guy and the other girl, Anna,
they have some sort of hand thing.
Yeah, there's like a hand thing, and apparently, like he maybe has amnesia because, of course, every protagonist in a video game does. If previews from Eurogamer are to be believed, the story of this game could take 75 hours to beat. Which, my God.
But that will be 10 hours of gameplay.
Yes, of course. And 60 hours of just straight cutscenes.
I like that, though.
After the recording of our episode, which today is Sunday, almost noon, there will be a major event happening, Death Stranding 2 specific. So there's going to be a ton more gameplay after we're talking about it, and a ton more revealed about who this mysterious character named Neil is.
I don't want to know.
And also...
this game is coming out June 26th.
You can pre-order the vinyl soundtrack right now.
Oh,
you should get it.
I know.
Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
Yeah.
Did you catch the dig that he did? He's like unlike other kart racers. This is cross-play.
He's talking about Garfield.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Hello Kitty Racing.
No. Now Garfield looks like a real racer. Everyone's been trying to catch up to Garfield.
I like the Bratz one.
Yeah.
Taking Back Monday.
Anyway, so yeah, Sonic basically the sequel to Sonic All-Star Racing, which is underrated gem of a kart racer.
It's fun.
Really good. So in this one, Cross Worlds, probably racing across multiple different dimensions, but you get to play as some bonus characters, some new characters. You get to play as Ichiban from some game, the Yakuza series or something.
You know, Ichiban would be so pumped to be racing with fucking hedgehogs.
This is perfect for Ichiban.
He would show up and be like, so pumped.
He's a cartoon himself.
Yeah.
Joker from the Persona series.
Fair. Okay.
Which
Dylan, your diehard
It sounded
Joker.
like that pleased the crowd when they announced. And Steve from Minecraft.
I wish it was actually just Jack Black from Minecraft.
That would have been better, yeah. And it sounds like some Minecraft themed levels are going to be in this too as well. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones: War for Westeros. It's a new real-time strategy game debuted with a cinematic trailer with Jon Snow getting his shit pushed in by the Night King, and all of a sudden became he gets stabbed and then
He became a white.
Okay, all right.
So this trailer, I was watching and I'm like, is this that mobile bullshit that they were doing?
Yeah.
And also they didn't show any gameplay. It didn't say what this
I didn't even know this was an RTS until I read this.
I know, they didn't say anything about what the game was.
They did. Keighley did say that it was an RTS.
Okay, I don't
You can't get me excited about Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon, you have me still. Although you almost lost me completely. Game of Thrones is gone.
So abysmal.
Yeah.
Season 2 was bad.
You can command 4 factions: House Stark, Lannister, Targaryen, and the Night King.
And they also say, like, make alliances. I'm like, you don't make an alliance with the Night King.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. This looks tedious. Let Game of Thrones be done.
Please look forward to it in 2026.
It reminds me of the Battle for Middle Earth games.
Sure.
Those are RTS.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were okay. It's just I have no interest in any of this shit.
I am really excited for Onimusha Way of the Sword.
It looks good.
so
I've never played an Onimusha game, but I know it's a big franchise.
It's a franchise. I don't think anybody's obviously it hasn't been relevant since PlayStation 2. And I know they remastered the first one years ago, and then they remastered the second one just recently. Mm-hmm. So Capcom's RE engine looks just fucking amazing.
It looks probably the most optimized system.
Yeah, and the fact that it runs so smooth, facial animations are really good, and just the way they use darks, I think for me is what pops. This game is slated to come out next year in 2026, so expect a game trailer then. So
I'm very intrigued by this, and I think the action looks really good.
It's definitely a little bit more tactical than the original ones, because the original ones were kind of like hack and slash. Stationary camera, because it was like supposed to be a fantasy style Resident Evil with the stationary cameras.
Yep.
But like
hack and slash titles have gone the way of the dodo, though.
Yeah.
If you don't have advanced, intense combat
with parrying mechanics and dodge mechanics,
yeah. If you don't have that, you can't fuck anymore.
Unless you're a Muso title.
Yeah.
Those don't fuck to me.
I love them.
I love Muso titles.
If they've got the right flair.
Mafia: The Old Country. Just a reminder, everybody, this game will be $50 when it's released. Just had a story trailer, which I skipped because I was watching the trailer and it was like this big initiation scene.
Yeah.
With the character, and I was like, this seems like an important scene that I don't want to be spoiled in. So I fast forwarded it.
The only time you're allowed to have a story trailer that reveals something big, it better be the first scene in the fucking game.
Yes, exactly, because that seemed to be like. It was an initiation scene, so it leads me to believe that there was a lot that led up to this particular scene, because it was a very obviously emotionally charged scene, which is like, I know you're trying to sell the people why do you need this game and why this game should be relevant.
This game looks like it fucks.
It really does.
And I loved Mafia
Unprotected
3.
too. Like unprotected.
I liked
sex.
Mafia 3 a lot.
And
it had its problems, but I trust these developers to make something at least story-wise as
Hangar
compelling.
38, right? Are they a British developer, or like where are they?
Jesus, I don't know.
I don't know. But I think they're not from the U.S. I knew that because it was weird that they made a Mafia 3 like set obviously in the southern U.S. Which anyway, this game will be coming out August 8th.
Yeah, the Mafia franchise doesn't mean anything to me. I've never played one. This game looks beautiful, and I will wait. And if the reviews are good, yes, I will play it.
I like period pieces, and this is.
1920s Italy,
yeah. There's something intriguing about that, and I just love that he has a switchblade and I have a switchblade, and
there's like actual switchblade combat.
He likes combat. He likes good pasta. You like good pasta.
It's true.
A lot in common.
Yep. Lego Voyagers from Annapurna Interactive.
This looks fucking cool.
It is cool. Have you played their previous one?
No.
it's mainly like a touchscreen thing. It's called Lego Journey or something like that. And it's kind of an abstract, minimalist puzzle game.
From the way it looks, you and your little other buddy, you're going through these environments, and the Lego games I've played, like, Lego Lord of the Rings or whatever, you just hit a button and it automatically builds shit. This one looks like you actually have to kind of build them yourself to solve a puzzle.
A little bit, yeah.
And if that's the case, very into that.
Yeah.
They had to make like this
Lego
catapult thing by just keep making it longer, and eventually you're long enough to jump over. If they have puzzles like that where you have to create something with the environment Legos around, I'm into that.
Yeah, me too.
The world looks cool though. I love the Lego aesthetic. I was a Lego kid.
Of course.
Yeah.
I have Jack Nicholson Lego riding the Millennium Falcon right there.
Yeah, it's true.
What the hell's an aluminum falcon? This is 2-player co-op.
Yeah.
About building spaceships, excitement, and friendships. Oh, very wholesome game. Lies of P Overture. Just got a DLC.
Okay.
Immediately.
Great.
Did you guys play this game?
I played a little Lies of P. At this point, I was burnt out of Souls-likes.
I think this came out at the time when it was kind of burnt out. It was a very good Souls-like game, but I think at the time,
it's just
people had a little bit of fatigue, at least leading up to.
For me.
I know Kip is diehard.
I know.
And I think this game would be very fun. I was like you said, just kind of like exhausted.
Yeah.
The fact though that they just announced a DLC and they same day it's out. That's cool.
Yeah.
But they also controversially added some difficulty options for the original
Which I
game.
don't know. I honestly don't know why this is a controversy because, some people just want difficulty settings.
If Dark Souls 4 came out and there was an easy mode, do you know how upset people would be?
Oh, 100%. If Elden Ring came out with difficulty modes, I think a lot of people too.
That's why that lies at P.
This is like a kind of like a shitty form of gatekeeping, I think, honestly.
Well, to me, this is you are trying to make a Souls-like, and you try and have credibility, and then you immediately back off because you want more money instead of
you want accessibility. At least that's the idea. Yeah, you want more money because I think all these developers deserve to make as much money as they can, but they're also trying to make it accessible to other people that maybe don't have the fast twitch,
get
skills.
good.
So the one thing I will say is and I understand both sides of this argument.
Yeah.
If the developers are the ones choosing to do this, it's fine.
Yeah.
I've always said that if the creators want this, then it's their intention. And if they in other Souls games like Dark Souls, he said, no, this is how I designed the game. There's no other balancing options for this. This is just what the game is. I want you to feel this way.
Yeah.
Then I respect that too. Giving people the options, it's not a problem to me, but it certainly does kind of take the edge off of it. And I don't think it's gatekeeping to have difficulty in video games. I don't think that's gatekeeping at all. In fact,
the fan base gatekeeps. That's what.
When the point of the game is the difficulty,
right?
Then it's important that it stays that way.
If you don't die in Dark Souls, you're not learning about the world around you. And everything's so critical about those style of games is that you have to pay attention. And if you're just slashing your way through, you miss so many opportunities. You don't spend as much time in the world as they want you to. Whatever.
Whatever. You're right. It's not necessarily an argument. It's just I know it's obviously a heated topic point because the fan base can be pretty divided over difficulties.
Oh, they sure can.
100%. So,
oof.
But yeah, you're right. Just get good, nerd. Lego Party, which is Mario Party with Legos.
It's true.
Looks good.
You got 60 mini games. Pretty neat.
It looks good. I like Legos.
I would love if this was on Game Pass.
Maybe it will be. Who knows?
I've got 2 Xboxes.
Wu-Tang Forever. Wu-Tang Forever, baby.
This actually looked kind of weird.
Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver, which it looks like a kind of like a stylized anime action hack and slash.
It had the frame rate of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
It's cool.
It looks cool. It's so weird. Wu-Tang's we're big gamers.
Yep.
And it's seek the members of Wu-Tang Clan in this action. Fuck yeah.
I'm still on the hunt for the PlayStation 1 version of the Wu-Tang game, but it's pretty expensive to find.
I think that rap-based gaming peaks with 50 Cent Blood in the Sand.
Yeah.
And Def Jam Vendetta.
Have you played Blood in the Sand?
I played it.
Blood in the Sand is so good. Yeah.
Tony
really
Yayo.
It's Gears of War, but if 50 Cent was in Iraq.
Yeah. I mean, literally, 50 Cent is in Iraq. I don't think they say Iraq, but Def Jam, what was it? Def Jam Fight for New York was good, and then I think in the PS3 and 360 era was Def Jam Icon.
I think it was Def Jam Vendetta.
Vendetta was the first one.
Oh, really?
Then Fight for New York, then Icon was when the background interacted with the music and all the hits that you gave. It was kind of a unique style, but I think I don't think they had as many big names. Like DMX wasn't in it. Which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Oh.
What? Stranger Than Heaven. We finally have a name for Project. Yeah.
Millennium or something.
Whatever. Overture. Whatever. From Ryuga Gotoku.
Ryoga Gotoku.
You know, from all
RGGS.
From those Yakuza games.
Yeah. The Yakuza developers finally have a name. It's called Stranger Than Heaven. It initially was weird, the shift. It initially said it was set in 1915, but now it's 1943.
It's in both.
It's in both?
It's in both.
All right.
This game looks beautiful.
Yes,
this game looks like sex on legs.
Yeah.
I think this game looks so good.
The westernization of Japan.
Smoking a cigarette in 1943 Japan while it's raining. That's sex.
Yes.
It's sex on legs, baby.
And he goes and knocks on a door, and the guy has a little eye hole open up. I'm like, I am so in.
Are you Japanese? Don't I look Japanese?
Don't I look Japanese? Yeah.
It's kind of. I was just kind of like, what am I? I'm like, what? He's cool.
Yeah. Stranger Than Heaven. What a cool title.
I know.
Like yeah.
Yes. I don't think we have a release date, but I highly doubt it's not going to be till the late next year, probably.
That's a day one for me.
Yeah,
we'll see what the gameplay winds up shaking out like. It really just looks like another Yakuza game gameplay wise.
Looks a bit like an LA Noire.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Last but not least, they teased this in the beginning, where one of the developers of the Resident Evil franchise came in to like a little video and said, "Hey, sorry you have to wait for the new Resident Evil, but it will be here in a blink of an eye."
It starts off with Lady Dimitrescu singing "Happy Birthday." You can't downplay that.
No, you can't. I can't. Sorry.
When Mommy sings, Bradley listens.
Step on my throat.
Yes.
Jordan was in the room with me, and she's like, "Is this doing something for you?" And I'm like, "It's not."
Yeah, I was gonna say, how is it not?
Well, it's funny too. They did the tease. They're like, "Don't worry, we'll talk to Murray about it soon."
In a blink of an eye, it said, and then all of a sudden, right at the end,
beautiful trailer.
Yeah, because you saw it, and it's like, wow, this is a big AAA game. Whatever. You hear the name Ashcroft, which made me kind of like jump in my seat a little bit because I thought it was like Ashford. And I was like, is this Resident Evil? Oh, I don't know.
I was thinking, I'm like, is this some Code Veronica bullshit?
Yeah.
Nobody in the world could have predicted this would be a character
from Outbreak.
Yeah.
And
which is a canon event.
Yeah. Which obviously I didn't know it was a Resident Evil game until all of a sudden I saw the backdrop of the city and then obviously a big crater in the middle of it, and then like a city. I'm like, is that Raccoon City? And then you see the remnants of the RPD building, and it's like, this is a fucking new Resident Evil game set in Raccoon City. Like, I want to say, I think canonically, what Claire said, 8 years after the events.
No, what are you talking about? This is like 8 years after the murder of her mother. This is like 27 years after the events of Resident Evil 1. It's over. It's a while.
Is it over? Okay, all right. I was just wondering because
it's her daughter and she's a lot older.
She died after the events of Raccoon City because I think I did a deep dive. So the person that we're talking about,
the information's all here.
Yeah, the person that we're talking about is Grace Ashcroft. She's a technical analyst of the FBI, and she is the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft, and she was a playable character in the Resident Evil Outbreak series, and she was a reporter basically that was trying to report on the events of the Raccoon City incident. And when she got out, no one believed her because obviously the cover up. She was investigating Umbrella with her friend Kurt, who was partially eaten, not all the way eaten.
Oh,
just partially.
Just partially. Dr. Greg Mueller of Umbrella performed a procedure on her to suppress her memories. She began to write for the Daily Raccoon. And then when she escaped Raccoon City, she wrote an expose on the events condemning Umbrella, which ignited the 5-year Raccoon trials and contributed to the company's downfall, which sets up Resident Evil 4. In 2016, Alyssa wrote an article for the Dulvey Daily about the disappearance happening in Dulvey, Louisiana, and this is where we get into what Grace was all traumatized about. She was murdered during the investigation in the Wrenwood Hotel.
Resident Evil in a haunted hotel. I'm coming.
I'm in.
I couldn't be more excited than a haunted hotel.
I came twice already.
This is going to be VR day one.
God, I hope so.
If you do not have a PSVR,
no, it won't be.
Yes, it will.
Nope, it's going to be a non-VR game that will get a VR port a year later.
I don't think so.
Oh no, this has
I think this is going to be.
I mean,
VR
the way Village was developed. I mean, Resident Evil 4, I think that was a different kind of style of gameplay because it was third person, so maybe it needed a little bit more time to cook. But I'm with you on that. So, 8 years after the murder, Grace is being sent to the Wrenwood Hotel to investigate a string of murders involving infections and deaths. And in the trailer, obviously, the FBI director at the time or her boss was like, "Oh yeah, these are the string of deaths that you're investigating." And
your mom got murdered 8 years ago at this
you
hotel.
need to let that shit go.
It's time for you to go there.
Yeah, let it go.
Confront your past. Learn a few things.
Right after that scene, with that tense, traumatic scene in the her boss's office, Grace is then shown strapped to a gurney being experimented on. And I just love the hair physics because she's hanging upside down because of the hair physics. I love those little details. A man is shown by the fireplace saying Grace is the chosen one, which...
Isn't Rose the chosen one?
Well, this...
Rose, I thought, was. That's why I don't know. Immediately when I saw her, I thought of Rose, but then I heard Ashcroft, and it's like, oh...
Well,
anyway,
some people speculate that she's the chosen one because her mother found something to do with the daylight virus in Outbreak, which is something that can combat the T virus one of the viruses.
Well, that's the one that was unleashed on Raccoon.
And,
right, yeah.
And she is maybe inherited some of that genetically, so maybe she has a built-in immunity to the T virus, and she could be the chosen one for that.
Is this going to be another Last of Us incident?
One of the leakers before this came out, they said this trailer would happen. And they said Leon Kennedy is the main playable character in the game.
Well, he's credited in his voice acting IMDb profile, I think.
In the trailer?
Well, no, I think like
he's
Leon Kennedy's
in the game.
Leon Kennedy's voice actor. I think in one of his resume credits it says Resident Evil 9.
But Leon Kennedy, this person that leaked this was coming and happening, said that not only would Leon be the main playable character in the game, you'll play as Ashcroft as well.
Yep.
But he said Leon is in the trailer, though you won't know he's in there. I think he's the hooded figure sitting by the fireplace.
No, he can't be the hooded figure. That doesn't even sound like him.
He doesn't need to be a villain.
No, but it doesn't sound like him.
Maybe
now I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Maybe he's been.
I rewatched it a few times.
Maybe he's been through some shit.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, he was infected with Las Plagas for a little bit. But like, where else would he be in there?
This is
maybe he was running past the gate when they showed the RPD police station gate. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yes,
and again and again and again.
But it looks very cool. I'm very happy that they're staying with like a more serious tone and Haunted Hotel. Sign me up.
Yep, for sure. I wonder if maybe this is going to be, like I said, I think I made my concerns known in the Discord, which I think I promptly backtracked on, where I was like, this could be an open zone, but then again, I guess most Resident Evils are open zones, so to speak. It would be interesting to be starting at the hotel, kind of like how Resident Evil 7, you started in the house, and then you got to expand to explore everything else around it.
You clearly go to the police station.
Yes,
they wouldn't do all of that there unless you're actually going to RPD. So revisiting locations will be very cool too.
Yeah, I think so. So it sounds like maybe you're starting at the hotel, and then you get out, and it's like, well, the answers are still in Raccoon City. So then, man, that's got to be interesting because the nuclear fallout there has got to be.
So I don't think we're going back to the mansion. No, that's too far out of town.
No, and that's been destroyed.
But but we'll see stuff from RE3, RE2.
Yep.
Probably some spots in Outbreak.
Are we gonna find Brad Vickers? We gonna find his corpse? I
hope so.
God, I hope so. Put him in there, please.
Yeah.
This game will be coming out February 27th, 2026. Which is that a real release date?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Leap year? Is that leap year?
No.
Because
February goes to 28.
28, that's right. Yeah, okay, got it.
This year is a leap year.
Yeah.
So last year was.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited for Resident Evil Requiem. Probably my most excited game for next year thus far.
Same.
I love these games. I love the directions they've gone in, and I respect the hell out of them. I think Village is just such a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take anything they get. I did kind of like that they went a little weirder with Village. I kind of love like the atmosphere and what they were doing. So this kind of going back to maybe more like a pure survival horror and making it less about like scary monsters is pretty interesting.
That's what I'm intrigued about. I think when you advance into like a more open world, that survival horror aspects tends to be diminished because it's like, you know, you get the claustrophobia feel of playing some of the earlier Resident Evil games versus like something like Village or 7 where it's like a little bit more open and a little bit, I mean, you still have the tension, but it's not as like that claustrophobic, you know.
Have you ever played, what's the one, they only made 2 of them.
The Revelation series?
No. The guy who made Resident Evil 4 did.
Oh, Shinji Mikami?
Yeah.
Evil Within.
Evil Within, yep.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, I don't know why I thought that.
That's okay. I did play both of those.
Okay.
So we don't.
I love 2.
We don't know though, like what tone this game will have, because it's like when you saw the Resident Evil Village trailer, it looked like the Dimitrescu party show for like the whole game would be about this.
Capcom knew their audience.
We didn't know anything about giant demon baby. We didn't know about fish monster Magoo.
Yeah,
and giant demon baby.
Anything can happen in Requiem.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I'm excited to revisit, and like if Leon Kennedy is playable, he's going to go back to the police station.
Yeah,
like this is exciting. That's cool. I'm very excited. Anytime that they take more obscure lore and kind of weave it back in, I hope that they move the plot forward instead of just more side shit.
Yeah.
Because it's always about, well, this other thing. It's like, no, like take our characters and push them somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of took a step back with the remakes because it's retelling stories that are old.
Yeah.
And, you know, admittedly, the mainline series is kind of moving at a slower pace because of that. But I know, obviously, Capcom wants you to make sure Resident Evil is relevant enough, so that's why they put those remakes in. So I'm looking forward to it. Special thanks to our Patreon exclusive producers, Brian Ward, Ryan Kristenick, Kipper, finally get to say that out loud, Phil Wright, Jordan Hoff, Kelly Gutowski, Bryant Ross, Phil, Just Red Bear, Phil, thanks Tyler, Justin Melly, Just Sonic, Horny Jim, Giggity, Levy Wayne, and Spetsnaz.
If you want to support our show, you can go to patreon.com/Hair of the Dogcast to get access to a bunch of bonus raw dogs, including our Kingdom Hearts lore bukkake. And
oh my God.
A bunch of popcorn dogs, Elden dogs. And you can join our Discord. Lots of cool stuff. There's a free trial. We recommend checking it out. And make sure to check out all of our other shows, Raw Dogs, Popcorn Dogs, and Elden Dogs. All great shows. Thank you so much for listening. Write a review, all that good stuff.
Happy Pride, y'all.
Goodbye, everyone.